And we're back here once again with another episode of the Cloud9 podcast, season 15, episode 4. So I hope you guys had a great day, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week that is ahead of you. And in this episode of the Cloud9 podcast, we're going to be talking about the 2025 NBA playoffs as they are in the Western and Eastern Conference semifinals. And then after these matches, we will see who will be moving on to the Western and Eastern Conference Finals. And then after those matches, we'll see what's going to be the actual finals. Then we're going to talk about just the LTA looking absolutely terrible. I'm going to show you guys just a sequence of game 1 from FlyQuest versus Shopify Rebellion. And once you see that, your brain is fried. Guaranteed. Also, I haven't got a chance to talk much about the LCK recently. I've been watching the games, but I haven't had a chance to talk about a lot of the teams recently. But we'll go over DNFF being just completely trash, honestly. But who knows where the conversation might go. I mean, I went to Vegas a few weeks ago, drove out there in my Lamborghini, had sex with a lot of girls, went to the F&T meetup. A lot of people knew me there. I was treated like a celebrity, basically VIP status, honestly. You know, walked around and a lot of girls were trying to take pictures with me. Your boy was putting out all the Riz, you know, the top G moments were just constantly happening. But as you guys know, for the Cloud9 podcast, usually it is, you know, Sunday and Thursdays. But you know what? Tonight we were like, you know what? Might as well, you know, do another episode of the show. The show recently hit like around 320 some odd episodes. So this show's anniversary should be coming up very, very, very soon. I have no clue what we're going to do for the anniversary of the show. I have to figure out about booking some guests, honestly. Maybe we do like a MSK show style episode in this show for like the anniversary. I have no clue yet. But there's one thing I have to ask you since you're here tonight. James Harden, the person you vouched for every year.
I always stick up for that man, and there's not much I can say this time. Like the big thing is he shot poorly and he didn't shoot a lot. There was a lack of confidence. He shot 8 times, hit 2 of them. That's not a very good. That's a 20%. I mean, not more than 20%, but still, it's not a great shooting percentage. He was scared to shoot. He was only dishing out the ball. He became a full-time facilitator because he just didn't want to mess up, and it showed. I mean, he doesn't have that. As much as I think James Harden has that, he is that guy, because I'm like, dude's average 36 a game. I'm 36 for a whole year. That's literally so ridiculous. Doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, he can't translate that into the playoffs except for one or 2 times. Mm-hmm. And where did it get him? 2 times, I think he hasn't been horrible in the playoffs, and even then, those weren't flawless runs.
So, for me, if some guy is getting like $40 million and he's having games or any game where he's scoring literally 7 points, at that point, you got to just look elsewhere. That is just unacceptable. I mean, every year he's the guy that's built up to basically kind of maybe potentially win a trophy. How many conference finals has he been in? Has he been in like what, 3 or 4 of them, to my knowledge? I think I'm mistaken on that, but I don't know. Like him and LeBron. I mean, LeBron had a game, like I think it was game 4 of the Lakers Timberwolves series, and LeBron had a quarter where he only scored like 5 points. And it's like, if you're a star player on a team, you should never have like single digit points in a game. And it's so easy to get free throws because everyone gets fouled constantly now, to the point where you can get easy points. But just even tonight, when I was watching the final quarter for OKC versus Denver, the game 1, they were so afraid of Denver being like shooting 3-pointers that they constantly fouled them and made them go to the free throw line. And it literally, for the last 2 minutes or 3 minutes of this quarter, you know, this match is just boiled down to, I barely foul this guy. You get free throws. Then the fucking one of the guys in the OKC team missed both free throws, which could have pretty much tied the game. Then I forgot the guy's name, but Russell Westbrook passed it to one of the guys, and he ended up scoring a 3-pointer to finish it off. And it's crazy because the Nuggets and OKC first game happened like after Denver had like a day of rest before like they had to play a semifinals game. That's crazy, honestly. You know, like you would think like, hey, you need a few days rest to get over there and play, but no, they just got over there and played literally after having a 7-game series against the Clippers.
Yeah, I think the big thing that we're looking at is the fact that Chet can't really guard. He's not mobile enough to guard the guards, and he's not big enough to guard the big men on their team. So he's getting eaten alive by Aaron Gordon and Jokic right now, and there's not much he can do about it, which is like the big thing that actually helps them out. Yeah, Aaron Gordon is literally unstoppable for I don't know what's going on with Chet. I don't expect this to keep happening. I don't think they're gonna be that bad again because like what really killed them was the fouls towards the end of it. They shouldn't have been in that game still.
What's up, buddy? Yeah, game 7. Yeah, imagine playing a hard 7-game series. You get like maybe a day of rest, and the reason why I say maybe a day of rest is because you have a day off, but they're packing, getting ready. Then they have to fly out the night of because you have to be there the next day, so you're not jet lagged. So it's not even really a day of rest. They probably maybe got like maybe got like half a day's rest. For being honest here, that's crazy, honestly. And the Clippers, they could have won the series. If you guys go back and watch game 1, if they win game 1, they win the series because they won the game 6. That's going to be the game they're going to kick themselves for losing the series. That game 1, so thrown. They had it. They could have won it. They threw the whole game away. And then the only person that even showed up was Kawhi Leonard. He was the only person that ever even wanted to play. Like, fucking hell. Like, this is, oh, Lord. It's like, this is why I didn't hype up the team going in. This is why I kind of figured they would crash and burn because I've seen James Harden just do this constantly, and it's like an every year thing. And at one point I was like, this is just going to be who he is. Well,
the big problem
Kobe said it too. Remember, Kobe was asked about James Harden. He said James Harden's not bad. He said that James Harden's style of basketball isn't going to win you trophies. It'll just make you look good and get MVPs. Yeah. That's what he wants to do. Sure.
Well, I mean, the reason that Kobe's talking that from perspective because he had to be James Harden in 2006 and all these years when he had Smush Parker, Chris Mim, Jordan Farmar, and Derek Fisher. I think was the stupid lineup, and it was really bad for him because the reality is when you are when your usage rate, which was I think he had the 3rd highest usage rate of all time during that year, and the slowest paced era of all time, which is, I mean, I guess it's not that's really not affected by pace, but still. It was impressive. He gets what he played. He did it as good as you could in that era. He wasn't obviously immensely efficient, but he was pretty solid. So I can see what he's talking about. You can't win with that level because if you were the only threat on your team, they're going to be able to triple team you, and there's no other. All they have to do is literally just watch them.
So he essentially would have to basically do what Jokic does to win. Or get close to winning a trophy,
he's not able to. So he's a good facilitator, but the big thing is that the real big reason as to why he's such a good facilitator is because he's such a big offensive threat that he draws so much pressure that they have to either bring in another man or they have to keep somebody in the general area in front of him, and that opens up other men on his team. That's why he gets a lot of assists because he can do that, and he is a pretty good passer. The problem is when you get to the playoffs, he loses that threat. Not always. I mean, he did actually pretty solid for most of the games until game 7. That's really where we saw James Harden. I don't even know what his records are. And I mean, I think he's what is this record in game 7s? It's not very good, but obviously a lot of his playoff losses came down to, your Homer vibes are good here, but considering fire, that was crazy. I had no faith in you guys. When you guys fired Karl Malone.
I mean, if you go to if you guys go and watch the NBA games on like YouTube, if you can't afford to watch them on TV or whatever, literally in the comment section under anything Denver Nuggets, they just calling Jokic the coach of the year and the MVP.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, they fired Mike Malone. I don't know why I said Karl Malone, but they fired Mike Malone at the end of the year, like 5 games before the season ended, and I was like, this season's imploded. There must be something going on. The reality is what happened was the GM and the coach were fighting because they wanted a player they wanted a player that was what's it called? He wanted a player that was a rookie that was averaging about 3 points a game to have more minutes. And Carmelone, obviously, they got heated from that because Carmelone's not stupid. He's not stupid, and he's obviously like, we don't need to play a guy. We don't need to try and build up the future when we have Jokic. You don't need to do all that.
Why is everyone here for James? He should be here for me, but I'm glad you had a good day.
It was great. It was.
So my thing is, from when I remember that happening, I was just going through it on Twitter. Apparently, allegedly, the prior head coach was treating Russell Westbrook with favoritism more than other people. That was the early rumor. And I don't know if that was true, but
well, I mean, the big thing about Russell Westbrook is he was kind of playing. He would let other. I don't know about any of that. That you'll have to take that one up on him. But the big problem I had with what he was doing with Russell Westbrook, Russell Westbrook was very good this season for the most part. He really what really drove people what drove it home was that Minnesota game where he threw a lead by just straight up absolutely giving it away. It was incredible. He just kind of threw the lead away by running over, missing a layup, giving them the option, and then fouling them on a 3-point. It was just a lot of stuff. That's like the game that's stuck in everybody's head. But for
all the Clippers choked. All of them did, except Kawhi Leonard. All of them did. That's choking hard as hell.
What's his name was fine. There was another their bench players.
No, the French guy. Forgot the French guy's name. The one who's paying. Yeah.
Zubac was relatively good. Not all around, but he was very good at defense. Like his big thing is he is one of the few guys in the league that doesn't require a second man to at least guard Jokic. Mm-hmm. And that is why they didn't toxic works environment instead of picking sides, ownership. That is just crazy to me. And it's a proven head coach that is literally like the third longest tenured coach. It was like 1 year less than Steve Kerr.
Fired Doc Rivers recently. I don't think the league. You know what's crazy? I think the league is this is just like League of Legends. When it's like, okay, people don't understand this for league. So like when something goes wrong with a league team, either two things happen for a firing. They blame the jungler, because that's the easiest player to blame, or you blame the coach. So one of them has to leave. And in the NBA, what I've seen this year recently, if there's even a slight hint of a player not liking a coach, they go to the higher ups and ask that guy to be fired. That's crazy. That's actually insane.
No. Donovan Mitchell was that guy today. With 3 of his top 5 players out, that man went insane.
K4, what's up, buddy? Yeah, oh, yeah, that ending was crazy.
Mitchell is always like everybody's like, statistically, no one's ever been able to win a championship without having at least a top 5 to 6 player. But like they don't understand that Donovan Mitchell's an anomaly.
I never knew that was a bad thing.
Because statistically, there shouldn't this just based on that. Not like Cavs shouldn't win, but Donovan Mitchell is an anomaly. He's a different player when it gets into the playoffs. Every single he's like one of the highest points per game of all time through a pretty solid amount of playoff games. He's good, and I think it's telling that a lot of people just they look at the stats on that and don't take into account a guy getting hot. Everybody's a stat sheet person now, and I don't really enjoy that.
I wanted to ask you this because we haven't had a chance to go over this as far as like, the Lakers overall. So like people know I don't like basketball content, and if I ever did it, I would only just talk about the Lakers, honestly. Yeah, I know about other teams as well, but if you ever saw me make videos like this in a news fashion, it would just be about the Lakers. But I wanted to have a slight discussion about how much I had sex with my wife, jokes. So I wanted to have a discussion about this LeBron era we've been in for the Lakers so far. And outside of the 2020 ring, which even that has some huge
asterisks. No, it doesn't have asterisks. I will literally fight everybody for this one. And
he had other people removed from the league because they weren't getting vaccinated.
Well, no, that wasn't actually a problem. The biggest problem is people like, it wasn't actually serious because people, there wasn't any crowd environment. Like, every one of the basketball
that does have a big impact.
It does have an effect, but the reality is, unless it's an unfair advantage to somebody, I think everybody has to play with that same level of either of getting that obstacle or that
same benefit. The same thing you would apply to the League of Legends Season 1 World Championship. it was glorified basically riff-raff without
same conditions.
China or Korea. Yeah.
Yeah, but the difference is everybody was there. Everybody played in the same conditions. That's the word I was looking for, and I could not figure it out. But everybody played in those same exact conditions. Lakers just came out on top, and a lot of the players are saying, and everybody's having career years, and it was like, oh, it's an anomaly. But the reality is, the players are all saying everybody was just living and breathing basketball because that's all they could do. We saw some of the best statistical basketball. It was so fun. That was like, if there was crowds there, they would be going crazy with how fun it was to watch.
It sucks though, because if people go back and watch that 2020 NBA playoffs run, just both amazing gameplay, honestly.
Dude,
that's crazy because that required no crowd for them to play like that. Because
it was so fun.
You will not take the risk that they did when crowds are watching you, or very few players will take those risks.
I mean, I don't really care about that. I mean, I just like watching basketball, dude. I don't really care about the implications of what happened. The only time I do implications is when I get into like GOAT debates with people, and that's just like getting onto what's it called? Getting onto TikTok, and people are like, "Do you know Kobe's not actually top 15 of all time, right?" And then I have to. I don't even know what's happening. The younger the people get, the less Kobe's valued. It's just incredible.
But that because they didn't grow up in that time period. That's all.
Well, I mean, it's the thing
when they grew up, LeBron was having his peak years as they saw it. They never saw Kobe play. The only time they probably saw Kobe play was when he was retired, or that year he was retiring. And if you saw him when he was about to retire, you probably think that guy was trash. Being honest here,
damn.
You know,
I'm just saying, like, we look at true. If you look at true shooting percentage, if you just look at that, just ignoring every other stat, you just like the best player in the world of all time is the guy with the best true shooting percentage. Rudy Gobert is the GOAT. He literally has the highest. It's just there's stats, there's context, all things you need to take into consideration with spacing, with modern offensive schemes and with modern defensive schemes. It's spaced the floor so you have less contested shots. People are more efficient because of that. The whole different thing, and I just got off track for a little bit, but I hate LeBron lost in the West. Yeah, I mean, it's just everybody has the same exact situations inside of the bubble. I love the bubble. I think, and on top of the fact you were talking about the LeBron era, I'll just go back to that. I think LeBron has been the second best player on this team, arguable since 2020.
Well, it's not about him himself. I was at Walmart today because remember I told you I had to get a new tripod for my smartphone because it broke last Thursday, and I was thinking to myself, ever since he joined. I mean, to be fair to completely him, because, I'll take any chance to shit on that guy. Being completely fair, he did come over. He delivered a trophy to the Lakers. They haven't had one since 2010. Mm-hmm. They won an in-season tournament. I don't know how much value that is amongst people, but
I mean, it's the first one ever, so it's cool.
So outside of that, you have to look at the playoff runs have been very bad. Like, even remember Magic Johnson left? He had been here forever.
Magic Johnson, I love Magic Johnson so much, but I want to point out 3 things that happened under his tenure that he specifically had a hand in. He traded Zubac for Moscow. That was one of the worst trades of all time. It's just because I don't care about picks are a whole different thing. That's on scouts and stuff. I won't blame that on him. Another one, he let Josh Hart walk. He let Caruso walk, and he let Randall walk. Obviously, I can see why he let Randall walk at the minimum, because we couldn't really afford to keep him and get the roster we had. But everything else, we should have kept.
I was thinking, I predict LeBron leaves the Lakers per his contract this year. He goes back to the Clippers. It's going to be this oh my God, the GOAT's coming back home one more time to win a trophy. And I'm saying he might. I'm saying that's what I think might happen.
LeBron.
This happened in Miami when he got tired of being there. He just went back home. So
I'm just saying he's not going anywhere. He's not going to go anywhere because
I'm saying from his demeanor. You notice his demeanor. I don't think he likes being here, or maybe he
doesn't have that same killer mentality because he's 40 years old. He's understanding it's taking a toll on him. The big thing that's happening right now is that if LeBron wants to win another ring, he needs a second hand to push his wheelchair up that hill. Because at this point in time, he's a crippled version of himself.
Will you look at this Lakers LeBron period and look back on it on a high note? Because
it's a ring. If you give me one ring, I'm okay with you. I did not like LeBron for a long time when I was younger because I got in arguments with everybody at school. I was like, yeah, Kobe's the greatest. And they were like, but LeBron was the fastest to 20,000 points, and I didn't care about that back then.
I mean,
My stance has changed. Well, no, my stance has changed a lot on obviously that thing, but again, I understand why people like LeBron now that he's on my team. He's a
I just don't get it.
He's good. He's
I mean,
one of the greatest passers of all time.
Because one of the years he missed playoffs too. In 2019, he missed. He got here in 2019, did he not? I'm pretty sure.
I appreciate you, WZ.
Like the thing is it like, I mean, there was a trophy delivered. That's all that really matters, technically, at the end of the day. But if you look at the rest of it, the body of work, it's been.
Listen, you don't compare everything. Honestly. I don't care if this man lost for 20 of his years. If he had 8 of those 20 years that he played, if he had 18 where he had only 10 wins, but he brought us 3 rings in those 18 or 17 years, he had 10 wins total, but 3 of those years he got us a ring. That's not bad. For a lot of franchises would do that in a heartbeat.
Like I think, yeah. No, well, what I'm saying is, if you're looking at it from an organizational point of view, you did get your money's worth. The player that you bought, that's the biggest player in the league, basically the face of the NBA. He brought you what you wanted. But then the rest of it, it's like, okay, you had this period where it worked out, but the rest of it has been just, honestly. I don't know if you look back on that and go, that was really all worth it.
I loved LeBron James being here because it made basketball fun again. Basketball was really unfun once Kobe got into his later half.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't enjoy it. I mean, like, just be honest. Like, from 2014 on, it just wasn't fun once he tore his Achilles, I think. And then we got back to fun basketball.
And then you look at the Lakers' history. Like, a lot of the players that the Lakers ever got, guys, if you look at their history, were literally given to them by other people because either they had issues with each other or they just wanted to get out of that person's contract.
We get a lot of them in free agency, too. I mean, like, it's rare that we just get trades. A lot of the times,
like, whoo, that was.
I mean, we gave him
like a best player of all time. Holy crap!
We gave him a pretty solid amount of picks for that.
Pau Gasol. They were given.
They weren't going to win. They weren't going to win with Pau Gasol, and we gave them something. We gave them the grit and grind era. I think they're happy with what they got. I'm just bringing up that a lot of the Laker players that most people know and love came from other people's orgs, completely either not getting a chance to win because they wouldn't have, like you said, or they just had issues with each other. But it's so weird how they only go to the Lakers. That's just so weird. Well, we're the greatest
unless they show up the most money,
dude. It's not about that. People want to be a part of a franchise that's storied. That's just, you put your name on it, your value skyrockets. It's like why people want to be on the big names of any sports. You want to be on stupid Barcelona, you want to be on Real Madrid, anything you can get your hands on that has a history, you want to be there because once you're a part of that history, your value increases as not just a player, but as a brand. Lakers weren't relevant. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that fully.
No, they were relevant one year where they got made fun of for that Dwight Howard year. Remember that one? That they were known, but it was bad press.
That was 2013. That was more than 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah. That's the only year that a lot of people just go like, I mean, didn't win anything.
That's the year Kobe tried so hard he tore his Achilles. And I honestly almost, if Dwight Howard wasn't 7 foot tall and pure muscle, I would have went and fought him on the court for that because he was lazy. Man really redeemed himself with the Lakers. Everybody loves him now, but hated it.
This is LeBron's stats with the Lakers. After
tell me where you got
2019 missed playoffs, 2020 ring, 2021 eliminated first round, 2022 missed playoffs, 2023 swept in Western Conference Finals. So they made the Western Conference Finals a few years back. That was good. In-season tournament champs, eliminated first round.
Why are we trashing on this? First of all, 2019.
Would you say this is a
2019? Good... How are you gonna blame him for that year?
No, I'm just saying, like, would you consider this a good Lakers era for LeBron if you just took this at face value?
I mean, he's not like one of the greatest, but he did his job. He got us a ring. If he got 0 rings, he was a letdown.
The Denver Western Conference Final, that's when they faced the Nuggets, I'm pretty sure. Unless I'm wrong. Could be another team. A lot of those were very winnable games. I have no clue how they lost every single one of them. I don't know what happened.
2021, we lost to the Suns in the first round, I believe. 2023, lost to the Nuggets. 2024, we lost to the.
Our 2023 lost to the Nuggets. 2024 we lost to the Nuggets, and 2025. It's not horrible. I'm not really upset.
Yeah, Jokic is just his dad. This is what it is.
Yeah.
Like,
Jokic doesn't listen. Jokic doesn't involve himself with LeBron. They're not in. You can't compare two people that are on the opposite ends of the what's it called?
I know
you
it's not a rivalry,
expect
but
a 40-year-old man, 40-year-old small forward to guard a 500-pound center. Like it's unfair to ask him.
Scorpio says this is the weirdest time for the NBA as far as championships. The last 6 years have been a team just winning one. It's usually teams back. Yeah, it's usually just one different team now. Back in the day, it was just back-to-back.
And I actually love that. I actually love that it's like that, except for the fact that I actually just it's probably good for the smaller what's it called? The smaller small markets. I love when the Lakers win back-to-backs. I enjoy it actually. I don't really like this era of Lakers not being dominant. But then again,
I knew they weren't good. I watched because if you remember, the last season for the Lakers I really watched closely was 2020. That was because we were lockdown. There's really not much to do. I took a break from watching the NBA until last year's final. I mean, I watched the Nuggets Lakers series. I did watch those, but those were, except for very winnable, but they ended up getting swept those times. I watched the finals last year, and I was like, you know what? I kind of want to watch this again. Then I watched the season that we had, and I was like, damn. I'll be honest with you guys, I don't know how the team got third place. Looked pretty off for the most part. Like, there was a period where some of these games were so unbelievably bad that it either was a complete shit show or was a complete cinema match.
I want you to understand why the Lakers were bad. 2019, we didn't have a team. AD wasn't really here. It's just a lot of things piling up initially. It was like a lot of things were starting up. 2020 we won. 2021, we traded our entire champion-winning roster.
Didn't the Lakers have Jimmy Butler at one point?
No, they have never had him.
It was another guy they had that had him win 2020. Fuck, forget the guy's name.
There's a lot of them. We had Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard won with us.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. There was the other third guy that people talked about with him and AD that year that won. It's been so long since then. But it's like,
it wasn't really
looking at 2020, if you're looking at 2025, you can factor in the regular season got so close that if you lost a single game, either you're fourth or you're eighth or maybe 10th if you lost a single amount of games. That's when the regular season becomes very important, because if you either win or lose a certain game, you could either have a better placing to fight an easier opponent or have a harder placing to fight a harder opponent. Just depends on how it goes. And it started off, I will say this. If we're going by complete stats and people like that, the Lakers won their first home game when the season first started, the very first home game they've ever won since 2016. That means for a good 8 years, they haven't been winning a home game when just game one, when everything first starts. And they went 3-0 in their first 3 games. That hasn't happened since 2017. Them starting out with more than 3 wins started off. And then Austin Reeves came in and he had a pretty good stretch of games right there. LeBron, I thought LeBron was better in the first half of the season than the second half. And then you had AD was traded. Looking back on it now, that did kind of hurt the Lakers too, because they lost a big man that could also get in the paint, play defense, play offense, make threes, really get the team going. It's not that I hate the Luka Doncic move. It's more like how it impacts the Lakers now that you don't have AD. Because keep in mind, he was their big man that did everything for them. They're trading a big man who played defense for a guy that's just never going to play defense, but it's all offense and he's just going to shoot.
Let's be honest.
Never gets in shape either.
This is a trade for the future, not a trade for now. You make this trade because having Luka Doncic on your team means that you're going to be a good team, or at least competitive team for the next 7 years. You don't do, because LeBron is old. You're not building around LeBron when he's 41. There's no reason to do that. You build around Luka. He's 20, 26, 27. He's going to be a solid player for.
That's if he stays. I don't know if he stays after this year.
He's made it sound exactly like you were saying. He's like, I'm gonna make sure the Lakers win a championship. He's been saying that over and over again. I really do think that it's gonna happen.
Oh God.
But there's a lot of things that you can't really you question. You make the AD trade. It made us worse in the now. People didn't understand. Like even as a Lakers fan, I had no faith in this year because we had no ability to get rebounds. We had no defensive big men.
I mean,
Like we got
Jackson
Jackson Hayes.
but
We got Jackson Hayes. We had Rui Hachimura playing the 5 at points. That dude is not. He's not like that. We just weren't.
There's no bench either. There's no bench. But don't worry, guys. We got Bronny James. We got him. We make sure we have him.
Stop hating on Bronny, dude. What's wrong with you? It's not that bad.
Other teams' benches are at least averaging like 20. We got Bronny James. Jesus Christ.
Bronny James is not even relevant to our problems.
No, I'm saying like there's no player to fall back on. That's why JJ Redick has to constantly only play the starting five.
Listen, they can't play Vanderbilt because even though Vanderbilt's really good, after hurting himself this year, it really destroyed his offense to where he can't even make a layup anymore. The dude is 6'8". He was a 6'8" athletic defensive player who had solid offense around the rim. He no longer has that, and all he is a good defensive player that is a massive, pretty much 0 point expected play. Not 0 points, but like you really don't expect anything out of him on the on the offensive end. That limits you when you have JJ Redick, who is a offensive scheming coach. That's why it's really bad with JJ Redick right now. Bronny James is the MSK of the NBA. Is that a low blow? What is it? No, bro. I don't even hate Bronny James. Like I actually like him because he's a 55th pick. Not horrible. He's not taking a lot of plays. So the only thing that I think you could genuinely be upset about is why did this man get a 2-way? That's the only thing I could say. Why did he didn't do anything to earn that? Everything else, I don't really care. He's in the G League. He's taking up no minutes, and he's not insanely bad to the point where he's horrible to look at. He had 3 good games inside of the NBA. Like it's better than some people have.
I wouldn't call those games good.
Man, he shot. Listen, right. I want to point out 17 points.
That Trailblazer game was awful, and you know.
My man, he shot 80% from the field. That doesn't happen. That's 80%. If LeBron scored
like 4 points that game,
he scored 17 points.
That was in the Bucks game. They were getting destroyed, so they put him in because it didn't matter the result. They were already losing.
Well, they put all their start. It doesn't matter. The efficiency does not change when you score 80% from the field. I don't care. Like if you like put a bad player and he's scoring 20 points because he's the only person shooting, he does it on 50 shots. That's not good. When you score 17 points on 80% efficiency, I'm like, you did a good job. That was a good game.
But it was in a game they were going to lose no matter what. They were already down.
Sure. Like they didn't play anybody. They didn't play any of their starters that game.
So like it's easy to look good in games like that when they don't exactly.
I do want to point out he did this against their starters too. He played against their starters and their bench.
If he played like that every game, he'd be playing in every single starting 5.
Well, yeah, but I'm not expecting him to be that. If he could
channel the way he played in that game and make it more consistent, he could start. But I don't think.
He's a young guy who didn't play in college.
I think the big thing is right now
he was a 5-star recruit. Let's point. He was a 5-star recruit in high school. It's not like he was horrible. He just had the heart attack and just did not bounce back from there. I'm not going to say he's going to be good. I'm saying he might develop into a role player. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't
take enough risks, honestly.
Actually, I think he does the wrong thing. He takes too many risks to prove himself. He's not scared to take a 3 and get himself thrown out of the game.
His thing is like he either pops off, and popping off is debatable, or he plays super defensively and doesn't make anything happen.
I'm going to tell you right now, I think he develops into a solid role player by the end of his career. That's not bad. Maybe
I hope he does.
Maybe a 6th man to a 5th man on a roster. I think he could do that. I think that's something I could expect. If he does better than that, he's way overachieved my expectations.
That Trailblazers game was his chance to prove that he could play a full game and pop off. And he didn't. He went 4 quarters in, and then he scored 4 points. That's actually even worse than the James Harden game.
Well, man, he has had, first of all, he's not the first option. Second of all, he's had good games. He's not going to be consistent because he's a young player that does not have the experience. He's not going to be good. I don't think he's going to be great. I don't think he's going to be good, but he might be okay. That's what I'm saying.
At all.
I don't think he is. I actually think that's something that I will give him credit for. When you see a young player, when they start missing, they either stop taking shots or shoot too many shots. He is like he's always shooting regardless. His numbers don't really fluctuate too much unless there's like a scheme where he's not supposed to shoot a lot. Like he follows orders. He works hard. I could tell he's improving. He's improved over the year. He's a lot better of a player from the beginning to the end.
By the next year, I think he might make a make it into our top 8.
I'm saying, like, is that level acceptable on the Lakers when the Lakers are just known for winning? That's the thing.
I don't know. I mean, did you expect a 55th pick to make it to the top, to the
I
roster?
didn't think he would be an option. That's the thing.
Well, I mean, listen, if you
Unless the Lakers
can
have no
name,
money, then
there's out of the last 10 years, most people could not even name 3 of the people picked to 50 and above. You just don't expect anything out of them because they are not usually any good. They usually get 0 ever. A lot of them never see the playing floor. They never see the NBA floor. He's seen it. He's better than them. He's better than probably 70% of people to 80% of people that are picked in his position currently that I've seen.
So what I'm bringing up is, should the Lakers ever be in a position where that kind of option is there?
Well, we didn't have any other option. That was the only option we had.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be that way, though.
What did you want us to? If you can name somebody that we get to pick, the problem is I can't think of anybody. There was nobody picked after him that's better than him. A lot of the people picked before him, like right before him, aren't that good. It was a historically weak draft as it stands. As it stands, this is a historically weak draft.
I saw some of the games.
Overall.
Those games looked rough. Not him specifically, but like the games that I saw in like that summer league or whatever. I was like, none of these guys are.
I'm not worried about it. I don't think he's good. I think he's going to be okay. He's not Nikola Jokic. You get one of those in a lifetime, but he could be like.
If he was a Scottie Pippen Jr.,
he's not going to get that good.
If he ever turned it, he should model his play style after Scottie Pippen Jr. Just be a Robin. He could be very good at that style. If he tries to be like Curry,
his playmaking is pretty good. That's the actual big thing about him.
He has a good eye for the game. Like if you'll watch that Bucks game, he had a good eye for what to do. He just doesn't take enough risks, honestly. Or unless he's scared he's going to get hurt again, which is fair enough. If you have a heart attack, then you're probably going to be less riskful in most things. But I mean, if the Lakers have to basically resort to getting LeBron James' son to be on their team, it's like, what future does this team have, honestly? Like if LeBron leaves and they build a team around Luka, do you think that's enough to win at that point? If you just build it just around him? Because if that guy doesn't want to get in shape,
you will never win with just one. You need a Robin. You need a 1A, 1B. You need something. When we won in the bubble, we had an argument to be I know LeBron won the MVP, but there was a definite argument you could say that Anthony Davis could have won it. I actually would have preferred him to win it because his defense, along with his mid-range shooting, really opened up the floor. But LeBron James won it at a name, won it from name value, in my opinion. Even though LeBron James definitely deserved it, it's not like he was very good too. But I just really loved what Anthony Davis brought to the floor. You can't win without a second good play. You need at least a star player, a very good player, and then you need depth. That's what you need to win. That's the minimum you need to win.
It's the thing is like Luka spends most of his time playing no defense. Guys, Luka couldn't even guard an 80-year-old grandma crossing the street. For being honest here. I could understand why they would get rid of him if he would never get in shape. That's a completely understandable thing. If you're paying this guy potentially $30
my man could be
million,
500 pounds. If he's scoring 30 a night, you could eat all the tacos you want.
But like I understand why the Mavericks got rid of him, whether it was money or whether it was
I do not understand it. It's literally the worst trade of all time.
No, but if you're looking at it from, hey, I'm asking this guy to get in shape and he's not doing it, this guy clearly doesn't respect
I want to point out, you will, if anybody ever sees this and you walk into Dallas, your head will be on a spike. They will kill you.
They worship that man over there.
Yeah, because he is that guy. Like, it's just Luka Doncic, as much as I love Anthony Davis, as much as I think he was better for our team currently, it was a stupid trade on Denver's part. I mean, Dallas's part. Dallas trading a man who is like 6 years younger for somebody who is arguably already better. An argument to be made. Obviously, what I think Anthony Davis is absolutely a legitimate top 4, top 5 player when he's fully healthy. But the problem is he doesn't play at that level consistently throughout the year because he doesn't stay healthy consistently. Even though he hasn't had health problems, he does take it back a little bit throughout the year. But he gives you something. He gives you an argument for the best defense in the league if you just disclude Wemby because he's a anomaly. and you also get a like legitimate top 6 offensive player. I don't know. I don't see if we just win. If Anthony Davis was as good as he is now, and the ages were literally the same, and they were the same age, reasonable trade. I think people would still be upset, but you could understand it. But the age is the problem. He's 6 years, 7 years older. It doesn't make any sense at this point. Doesn't make sense to me.
Well, the other game that happened that was big was the Celtics' massive lead blown against the Knicks.
It's horrible.
So criminal. This reminds me of that OKC game where the Morant got them so far ahead to the point where in the fourth quarter, at the beginning of it, OKC was down still 15 points. There's still no way they should win. Such criminal levels of throwing have been happening so much. Like that's just unthrowable. And then the Celtics, known for like having the best 3-point averages in the league, then had one of the worst 3-point averages in a game. How does that even make sense? What?
I mean, you know what? I don't question it. I'm just going to stay happy. I hate the Celtics. This is my job as a Lakers fan.
Yeah, and people were saying the Warriors and the Lakers are rivals, and it's like, is that really a rivalry? Is that just a California thing? First, it's just a California thing, honestly.
It is a rivalry somewhat, but we really haven't fought each other enough in the playoffs to really matter. I think the big reason it's a rivalry now is because LeBron and Curry are rivalry. That's why they're calling it one right now.
Like I like on the NBA YouTube channel, they put together an entire compilation of Lakers versus Celtics' all-time rivalry games. Oh my God, people should go watch it. That is a work of art. That's an actual rivalry. Lakers versus Celtics. Lakers versus Warriors. Is that like I would consider that kind of like a rivalry of like those in-state teams. Like Nets, Knicks are probably rivals because, you know, two home teams. But I wouldn't really call that a rivalry at the point that the Lakers and Celtics are on. That's completely different, honestly. You know?
No. WZ, I don't blame you at all. I mean, I was rambling a little bit there, but that's because I'm passionate about Anthony Davis being good.
Yeah, I don't know if he's even going to stay with the Mavericks after this year.
I love that man so much.
What if Anthony Davis just came back to the Lakers?
Dude,
with Luka?
I would name my first child after him if he did that. And that would be a guarantee.
Did you hear the rumors that Klay Thompson might just go back to the Warriors?
I mean, I didn't hear any of those rumors, but I don't really care about Klay Thompson.
Like, I don't think he can because the trade just happened, or it happened because of money. But if Anthony Davis just go back, if Anthony Davis just went and back to the Lakers, that would be so hilarious. That then Dallas would have lost Luka, and then the Lakers got Anthony Davis back. That's crazy.
I mean, they would literally be contenders if he came back.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right, I want to show you guys something here. I was talking about the LTA earlier.
We're going to that.
My goodness. This is not just unacceptable. Players' brains are frying at levels I've never even thought of. And I've had these games in League where you do something, you get so tunnel visioned on a play you're trying to do, and then you kind of forget where you're at in the map. Then you die, and you're like, what the hell happened? I'm not going to show you this whole series because this series was terrible. Because LTA is awful and debatably should be shut down.
What is wrong with you guys hating on League so much, actually? Y'all, like, I'm getting into this stupid chat, and it's like, every time this man even talks about League, it's like, did you guys know that is a game for virgins? Why?
I mean, maybe it's because I trash talk other people so hard, they use it to attack me generally.
Is that the reason they do this?
I think it's because
I think it's because D&D. I just realized. That was what it was, huh? Because you trash talk their D&D session. You're a bully.
Oh, I did.
You deserve this. You deserve this.
I wasn't wrong. People who play D&D are fucking losers.
My man,
for being honest,
literally, my problem is that you just don't play enough games to be able to trash talk anything else. Like, you pretty much only just play League, right? Do you have another game you play anymore?
One second. Talk to WZ really quickly.
All right. Yeah, he does literally hate. I tried to get him to play. I don't think he'd like D&D. I tried to get him to play like a Yu-Gi-Oh version format that I was making, but he's not going to role play in it, so it wouldn't really be fun. He doesn't play. He just I mean, yeah, maybe if he installed the computer, he would be able to play those games. But right now, he just plays League. He's happy with it. I'm not gonna force him. If he doesn't like games, there's no reason to play him. But dude, I do not like the version of D&D they play. I just that what's his name plays. I don't like 5e. I don't know if you know what that is, but
Oh,
I
okay.
love homebrew stuff. So that's
Oh,
he's
I
gonna
forgot
use
to
it.
ask you this before you go
What?
to the LTA stuff. I forgot. What did you think about
Mm.
the actual playoff series from the Lakers and Timberwolves? I mean, after
Uh,
game one, people said I was overreacting, and I knew I wasn't. I knew we were going to lose. I literally said,
I mean,
I'd rather lose right now, be made fun of, than win and then get embarrassed by Golden State because they had no chance against Golden State. I'm just saying that
Rudy
right now.
Gobert. I don't think Golden State's that good. But I think they're better than us. They would have beat us. But I think the problem is that Luka. There's no reason Rudy Gobert should look like prime Shaq against anybody. But he did that against. They dude had like 25 blocking everything. He's scoring 20 points. It was just embarrassing.
Yeah, Anthony Davis just huge season. Just a good season in general, but no, huge series actually for him. Right? Did I say that right? Anthony Davis? Yeah.
Anthony Davis. Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards. God, all black people literally sound the same to me at this point. Anthony Edwards, great series overall. Let me make sure I have the actual players right here. Give me 1 second here.
I was talking about Nate's thing, by the way, WC. I don't hate his story. I just don't like how the combat works in that version.
Yeah, Julius Randle, Rudy Gobert, Anthony Edwards. Fantastic series overall.
I love Julius Randle. Julius Randle used to be a Laker. I love that man.
He really came alive in the series. He didn't really do much in the first game, but later on he just started just putting it down.
I mean, he was scoring about 20 points per game. I think that's really what you want out of him.
I mean, why do people want Anthony Edwards to be the face of the league? That's crazy. That's not a person I want to be the face of the league.
He's got that mindset. You want something out of a guy to be the face of the league. You want him to be like, you know what? I'm about to do it. I'm about to do it. That's like I'm gonna do whatever it takes to win. That's what when you hear him talk, that's
a black guy. Like, oh God. And then I don't know. Even the game that the Lakers won, I wasn't hopeful for that. That was an awful game, for being honest here. It really just came down to Luka and LeBron pulling it out. Austin Reeves, he said his toe was injured, and you could blame him, honestly, if you want to. I would. He completely choked, honestly, for being just fair. Completely choked the whole series away, honestly. Just actually straight up literally ran it down. Figuratively and physically ran it down on the court. That was embarrassing to see, honestly. Now, was it all of his fault? No, because LeBron had games where he was practically either invisible or he kind of helped. They didn't play Jackson Hayes in the final game. It's like,
the problem is LeBron was actually good on defense, and I'm pretty okay with what he did. He was. Oops, what did I just do? Oops. I actually think he was fine. I think LeBron did his job. What you'd expect out of him. He's just not good enough anymore.
Luka played all right, but definitely nowhere near as good as he played last year with the Mavericks, honestly.
Yeah, but I mean, the big problem is Austin Reeves not showing up. Austin Reeves needed to be a part of this series, and he just became some guy. He showed that he wasn't ready for the playoffs.
He showed he was a white guy, honestly.
Yeah, you can't have too many of them on our team, I guess.
Oh, God. I mean, people said if they had played Jackson Hayes, they would have had a chance. Maybe, but guys, Luka wasn't even playing defense. I wanted to go back and actually see only watch him the entire series in that game 4, and you will see why they couldn't have win. Because he just borderline, I think he just mentally checked out. These guys will never admit it, but I think when they lose faith in their team, they just don't play any defense and they just give up. Luka literally quietly just gave up in the series. Because to be honest here, even if they had went through, they're not beating the Rockets or the Warriors. You're not winning anyway. But at least go out better than that. That was embarrassing for a final game, honestly. The game 3, one of them they could have won. It was game 3 they could have won, but they threw that away toward the very end. It was like, oh my God, fucking hell. All right. So
game 3 was kind of a blowout. Game 3 was a little bit blowout.
Was game 3 or was game 4?
No, you're talking about game 4.
Yeah, game 4 they had a chance. Game 4 was very close, and then they lost that. And I was like, if you can't win this, then I guess this is over then. You know, they did say Lakers in 5. So we got our wish, honestly. All right. So I want to show you guys this right here. for this game. Was it this game or is it? I think it was. That's the one where he played Shen. This game blew my brains. It completely fried me. What's the game he's playing Shen? Game 3. Yeah. Game 3. I want to just show you guys the level of gameplay here from just this game. You're going to be like, wow, this team is boosted. Okay, so it pretty much starts right here. So we have to run down some of this. So for the most part, in hold on, wait a minute. Yeah. So overall, FlyQuest has been arguably one of the best teams in the LTA, if not the best team. They've had a pretty good-ish overall regular season. When it came to the positioning phase, they had a really rough game 1 against 100 Thieves, where 100 Thieves just roll through because they're just the king of throws, honestly, right now. Either they win a game super hard or they just throw it. Then they beat them really hard in game 2, and then they face Shopify Rebellion, and this game 3 is just like, what in the fuck? Like, Shopify Rebellion is not a good team. There's Fudge's, after Fudge got kicked off C9 because he completely ran it down that last year's spring split, this man's brain is completely fried. Even whatever good he ever had is just not there. He's straight up not a serious player. I don't know how Shen came back into the meta, but I was like, I think Shen would function better as a jungler now than a top laner because, in my opinion, you shouldn't really pick Shen into Cassante or Mbessa because you will get mauled to death. You sure as hell shouldn't pick Shen against Gnar. That is just an L, honestly. So just look at what happens here. Okay, so Shopify Rebellion or FlyQuest are prepping to do a dragon or to have a dragon fight, obviously, right? Then look at where B-Boy is. B-Boy's right here. Seos already wasted his ult and his flash on a prior engage. Contract has no flash because he followed up with Seos. So the combo would be Rel goes in, Shen goes in and taunts. You can pick up a target. So they don't have anything. So you have no Rel ult, no flash on jungler and support. Okay? So then Seos also runs away because he can't do anything. He has nothing. FlyQuest get the dragon. Okay, look at what Fudge is doing. Okay, so Fudge is not impacting anything. Okay, so he's just running it down.
Because this is actually his team's fault, by the way, not Fudge's.
I don't think his fault. I'm not specifically blaming on him.
This is not Fudge's fault. This is his team's fault because
his team are engaging. Oh my god, his team are engaging when they know they don't have Shen ult and no Rel ult. Well, they literally had a fight before this where they blew their key engage tools.
The reason they started doing this, and I'll point out, is because with how early game advantages work, if they just roll over and die right there, the game is the chance to win goes from like to lose goes from like 70% to like 95%. They had to try and do something. The problem here is positioning on the dragon when you know that your top laner, who is Gnar, needs the best way to play Gnar is to kite back initially. You want to be kiting back instead of chasing, because if they turn on you, you lose a lot of damage.
Right.
If they run away from you, you don't get enough Gnar bar. There's just a lot of problems with having to chase as him.
So I'll start it right here so everyone sees. So look at what Seos and contracts do. This is the correct play. Okay. So they started off right here. Okay. So they bait them out. They make them come forward. They don't have Shen ult and they don't have Rel's ult because they already used Flash and ult because those are down. So they should just kind of back off because they have no more engage tools.
This is all the support's fault. All support's fault.
So they have no more engage tools, and they were posturing around the dragon like they could fight. Keep in mind, they have no more engages, and Fudge is way too far away to help them. And B-Boy's already half health. I don't know how he got half health. I have no clue. Just is half health. Then Contract has no flash. He dies. And I want you to just watch what Busio does. And people want to tell me that guy is a good support. Just look at literally what this idiot does. Okay, so they chase Halifax, get the kill. Cool. Now, Busio literally could just walk out this quadrant right here, go back to Inspired. He lives. Look at what Busio is doing after this. So they continue the dive. They should be able to get these kills.
Well, this is actually, weirdly enough, I do want to point out this isn't Busio's fault right here. This is actually the ADC's fault because you can't go into the unlit quadrant because they didn't have the topside vision. This is so this fight starts off as Shopify Rebellion support's fault. He didn't warden a place to where what's his name, could get into a good flank.
Yeah.
No, not Inspired. Where what is the top laner's name?
Started it.
No, it's the top laner Gnar. My brain's not working right now.
Fudge.
It was a place where he is yapping. We're all yapping today. But he didn't ward where Fudge could teleport in and get a good flank. Optimal Gnar gameplay is either you're poking or you're kiting back.
Yes.
Chasing down as Gnar is not good unless you are literally far ahead.
But they started posturing for Dragon as if like they could fight them.
Yeah,
And
it
if
would
you're
have. They
Flyquest,
might have been
they
able
can't.
to.
They
Well,
can't.
yeah,
They have all their big engage tools are gone.
They don't need engage tools when you have Gnar combo and you just have Shen combo. You don't have to have everything because they can win
It
this.
was way too far away for that to make any possible.
Well, no, that was
happen.
again. They positioned in a way that they expected to Gnar. This is all literally ward flank problems. If you look where the wards are, there's only wards on the top side until you see that ward right there, the red ward, until that is placed. That is where the initial problems come in because they don't have any wards for him to actually teleport to the bottom side of the map. If your team is on the bottom side of the map, you give a ward to your top laner so he can teleport to your strong side so he can kite back with you, instead of being on the opposite side of their team with a low Gnar bar. I mean, you could blame it on what's it called, but Fludge was in the base when this was happening. It's not his fault. This is not at all Fludge's fault. It is what's his name's fault, and then it transfers into
Shopify Rebellion's fault.
Yeah.
This is Contracts, Palafox, Bvoy, and Seos' fault for realizing that they ultimately are in a spot where they know they can't win, and they're basically trying to bluff the other team into thinking that they could fight them. But Flyquest knows they don't have Shen ult.
Well, the reason they can win this is because they did blow Jinx's flash earlier. Jinx dies no matter what she does. If Gnar is in the position to get on top of her, she can't do anything.
Yeah,
because he has 2 stuns. The cleanse isn't going to be enough. She can't flash out. And Janna cannot save her beyond using her ult. And once the disengage is gone,
Janna has the tornado, right?
Yeah, but that's not enough to stop anybody. There's too many good tools. Janna's really only good at stopping one initial form because you don't just pile on engage. The way stuns work in League is they are retroactively worse the more you stack onto them. So people have a higher tolerance for CC if you just stack upon stack upon stack. You have to let there be a little bit of room to breathe. That's the reason that people don't just pile it on. Palafox is trash. I do want to point out, regardless of everything, Palafox played this like garbage.
I thought that should be self-explanatory.
Regardless of anything, the reason they did poorly is because Palafox he just sucks. I don't know what he did there.
So I would have make sure I just told you guys this. I want you guys, Busio somehow got under the tier 2 turret and died.
So this is actually,
but he never should have been in the spot though.
This is
never should have been
fault.
here.
Go back real quick. So you can see Busio wants to go through the river. He wants to go back into the jungle.
Yeah.
You can see he does want to do that.
But after this, he should just go right here. Come back.
Watch him. He can't do this because he sees that Gnar is already there. He can't go in anymore.
If Gnar engages, he can't do anything with that.
He can literally one-shot Busio before he can do anything.
Busio,
I promise you. I play that matchup a lot.
If Fudge goes into a 1v3, okay.
It's not a 1v3.
Mega Gnars, he throws him against the wall. Does he have enough damage?
The reason
to
it's
really
not a
kill him?
1v3 is because Mrs. Masu's fault. Masu went under the turret and abandoned him to try and Busio couldn't follow because there was nothing to tank the turret. It would just be him. You see where this happens? Busio can no longer go under the turret. Inspired's not focused on saving him, so Busio is stuck on this side because Masu and Inspired left him to die. Both of them did this. Busio couldn't have. I get what you're saying.
Yes, but even after this right here, he could just walk with Masu and they could double tank the turret.
The reason he can't juggle the aggro here because he doesn't have.
Whippo is taking it for them.
No. Whippo's. You can see Whippo's leaving right now because if he stays under any more seconds, he dies.
Yeah.
Masu cannot. Masu's taking one shot. If Busio goes under, he takes 2 shots and dies because he has he doesn't have bubble up anymore. Everybody that did this, everything that happened here is Masu and Inspire's fault. The initial fight is Seos' fault. The later half is Masu and Inspired's fault for not guiding their Janna out. If he had given him a way out.
I don't even know how you even get into a game state like that where the support is running under the tier 2.
I just want to point out the reason it looks so bad is because there was an obvious discrepancy in shot calling there. They were not. This wouldn't happen in Korea.
even the bad teams wouldn't have done this because at the
Oh,
minimum, they're a lot better at synergize. They make bad decisions,
So, like,
but
I
they're
don't
all
disagree
decisive.
with the follow up of this play. You can go under there and get Palafox, but there's no reason to greed for what they're doing here. They should all just go forward together, tower dive B-Boy, and leave. Masu
I
and
just want to
Busio are
point,
trying to just greed
Masio,
and take kills. Because this right here is just greedy. Because
right,
they're going
watch
to kill
this.
those two anyway.
Yeah, but if you look right here, Masu seemed like he was trying to give up.
And then you're right. I wasn't going to say Masu played well. Masu ran up and then tanked the tower aggro when they have a Renekton and then Nocturne.
I want you to go back one more time, and look before Masu even decides to go under. He has vision on.
Yeah, but he shouldn't be. He shouldn't be at all tanking turret aggro.
If Masu, what's it called? If Masu had instead ran up, Inspired would have ran up, and it would have been a 3v1 on the Gnar when he comes up. It would have been bad because Jinx has literally no flash. So I think they actually would have ended up losing this because Talia does have a 3v1. So I'll just point out what the reason that this all happened is. Masu was like, I need to get away with Gnar. He left Janna to die. That was the end result of this. That's why Inspired left too, because they know that Palafox can literally TP. Oh, actually, Palafox is still here. He can leave and TP out, but they were trying to finish him off. Their whole goal is to try and what's it called? Try and get out because Mega Gnar, he's one hit away from Mega Gnar and he has ult up. He was going to annihilate them. That was the goal. They should have turned on to him so they could get John out. Instead, they just left him to die.
Understandable. They would think that they would think that Gnar could kill them. Debatably, at best, he can kill Masu. That's it. I don't think he would have killed all four of them.
He wouldn't have, but he would have brought them low and maybe used resources. Death isn't the only thing that is valuable in doing. Like, look at Masu over here. Lost his cleanse, so now he's down.
It's just crazy. He should never be in that kind of a spot. That's just crazy.
Yeah.
It's just actually insane.
You have. I mean, Golden State was winning. Golden State was up like 40 before he actually left. By the way, it wasn't like I'm not 40, but he was up. They were up a lot.
This is considered one of the best teams, and then their ADC is like, "Hey, I'll just tank the turret aggro, even though I have a tank that's already doing it."
He would listen. Busio would have died if he wanted to turret. He didn't have bubble up.
I'm saying Masu. Masu should never be.
Masu is stupid. Masu, I mean, listen. Masu had a mindset.
Inspired. This is just Inspired, not willingly. I mean, maybe Inspired said to call it off. He didn't want to do it.
He was letting Janna die to save his ADC. He was pretty convinced he would have died.
Because it looks like Inspired from how he was positioning here, he didn't want to do the dive. Because they should have did the dive. They already won the fight. They got the dragon. They killed off the jungler.
I can already tell this is all Masu's fault. Masu called for this. Masu, honestly, they are a good team. They're a good team, just not great. They're not great, and the only great team is in Korea. No one else has good. No one else is good.
You know who's also having a great season? Chovy having another fantastic season.
Dude, I've been jerking off Chovy for like 40 years. You don't have to tell me.
You were doing that to me earlier too, but it's fine.
I was not doing that earlier. This man made me buy him Chinese food. I hate him. But I think you know what, that place doesn't taste as good anymore. I just want to, before I go back, it doesn't taste as good as it used to. Am I crazy? The Chinese food. You just don't want to talk to me. You don't want to be like, oh yeah, it doesn't taste as good. Like,
no. Hold on. 1 sec.
Okay. No one hears it. Whatever you're listening to.
No. I was there's a tab that was fucking with me really quickly.
Yeah, you must be porn. When I start talking for like more than 5 words, this man just pulls up porn on his second monitor. He's like, yeah, I'm listening to you.
I was literally just bringing up something really, really, really quickly.
Yeah, I bet.
I believe you. I have,
WZ, you need... I'm going to go off topic real quick, WZ. I need you to convince that man to play homebrew systems because 5e is the worst tabletop system of all time. It is really bad. He's really good at telling stories, but I just wish the combat was more interesting. That's all I ask for. Too many... Yeah, I don't know. Chinese food is kind of young. We actually used to have like one of the greatest Chinese foods of all time, in my opinion. It was so good. Not like fast food Chinese food, not like actual Chinese food. They had like orange chicken. They had really good sauce. They had amazing chow mein, and they had good rice.
Their chicken is so much worse now. Their orange chicken. I don't know what happened, but everything else is still pretty good. Convince them to do anything. I'm not talking about MSK. I'm talking about Oh, you just go in there. Cavs didn't have 3 of their 5. They were out Mobley, Garland, and what's his name? And my brain's not working. Not Jared Allen. Jared Allen was there, I think. Mobley, Garland, and who else was out? The other guy on their starting roster that my brain's skipping out on. But yeah, they had a lead and choked. Yeah, but like that's because Donovan Mitchell. When you're missing 3 of your best 5 players, you shouldn't be.
Every single game. Oh, it's how many games do we have to watch? Teams could be up 50 points and you lose. That is unacceptable. I see that as a coach. You were playing the first half of the next game.
I think
no one should be losing games if you're up 50. That is unacceptable.
One.
All right, so this is what I want to talk about really quickly because I've had a chance to talk about the LCK. I have been watching the games. I've watched enough of the LPL a little bit. Chovy is just having one fantastic season.
I don't really want to say anything, man.
Owner or Peanut
it's him.
will probably be the MVP. I want to say Team Owner having a really rough season, but Owner has been playing really well. He's been at no problem default with the team at all. He's really stepped up when the team has been not good recently. So, but he probably won't win MVP because Chovy's going to win it. But if Chovy wasn't having a great season, then Owner should probably get it. But Chovy is just having Chovy's only died once in 23 games. He's died one time. And
if you take out
insane as a mid laner.
If you take out international play, Chovy has been the best mid laner in the LCK for 3 straight years.
Yeah, isn't he Faker's dad, from what I heard?
He's just better than everybody. He's everybody's dad in the LCK. He's just that good. He literally
understand. This man, this LCK 2025 spring split, he died once in 23 games as a mid laner. That is insane when you can factor in dives, how much you get camped as a mid laner, how much you have to engage for your team, how much you have to do. That's crazy. And he's doing this still in 2025. That's crazy. I mean, people that have criticized King, I don't think Canyon cares about regular season games anymore. He only just gets in playoffs and wins. That's Canyon's thing. Because he'll really turn it on in playoffs, honestly. Duro's having a much better season. Ruler and Duro, energy's getting better. The season looks better for them now.
You don't even have to say JK. That's literally the best comparison you can make. This is literally the best comparison you can make. He is literally.
No. Chovy's actually won something. Chovy at least won trophies. What did James Harden won?
James Harden was the MVP of the league. But the MVP is a lot more influential when you have like 50 players that are playing like good. The LCK has 5 good players at any good time.
Chovy, I would say, is like Stephen Curry. Like
Chovy's not that good. Chovy's literally never been that good. Chovy is literally James Harden. He chokes when it matters.
Oh my!
And I've been defending James Harden for
I would say that's Knight. I would say Knight's James Harden.
No, what has Chovy done? He would you got domestic titles. He's domestic titles. That's like getting first place in your conference.
Way harder than Chovy ever has. Like Knight got kicked out of a group stage to Gigabyte Marines. That is
honestly, as much as I'd like to say it, you are right about Knight too.
Yeah, and Knight and Chovy actually, because the narrative was like these are the 2 newest mid laners that are the best. When Chovy and Knight faced, Chovy made Knight look like a Diamond 5 mid laner.
Knight is. I remember when Knight came into the league, and I was hyping him up to you, and you know what? You know how many times I was like, this guy's gonna be that guy in like 5 years, and he's still the same guy he was before. 5 years later,
he is Chovy for the LPL. I'm not saying he's not, but
he's not that good. Like, I mean, he's good. But he's not to the same extent. He is a solid mid laner.
An 8. Knight's like an 8. Chovy's like a 9. So
Chovy's like 10 right now.
Yeah. Like if you disclude right now, he would embarrass him again.
Mm-hmm. Chovy currently is in form-wise the best mid laner of all time right now.
Yeah.
And I just like if you only look at domestic play, I think Chovy has had the best span of years that we've ever seen. His prime in just the LCK is the greatest of all time.
He's
Then you look at domestic, you look at in like if you look at what's it called at the what's it called at the international play, it's like Chovy never came.
it's only just in the
It's just-
playoffs. Even in the regular portion of the tournament, he still plays this. It's just in important matches.
Yeah,
If you look
and
at-
it just bothers me because I know he's better than that.
It's so weird how it only happens in the matches that have to progress you to the final round.
Yeah, it's when
It
that
never happens.
matters.
Like if you look at his group stage performances and is in the regular I guess you could say a regular season of the tournament, like in the beginning stage of the tournament, he still looks. It's only just in important matches to move on.
Remember when
That's
I argued with everybody for a long time about how Showmaker could never be as good as Chovy? And then I took it back
I mean, you
because
could argue that when they first started.
never. Chovy has always been better. Chovy, the only reason that Showmaker has had more success
And
is because he is
Lane, he was better.
well, yeah,
not
he's just a
about-
team
not-
player. Showmaker's a team player. That's what makes him good.
But Showmaker's laning's not bad
Chovy-
either. It's completely fine.
Chovy is like 50. He's always been 50 times better than
Showmaker,
him.
like with Chovy, still embarrasses Faker. Faker doesn't beat Showmaker on
I
his
mean,
own.
Faker's not that guy. I don't like
Like
comparing him.
Showmaker
anymore.
still beats Zeka. Like Showmaker is not a bad mid laner at all.
He's not a bad mid laner.
If you said I couldn't get Chovy, I would take Showmaker for my team.
Oh, I would
fine
agree with that. I'm just saying the fall off in skill and his mechanics.
He did say
is
that he was burnt out on
massive.
playing the game. That's what
Who?
he's Showmaker had mentioned he was burnt
Well,
out on playing the
That's
game.
fine, but Showmaker. I'm just saying Showmaker's never been as good as Chovy.
I will say this:
Chovy-
the only season
His
Chovy
playstyle-
ever really looked bad was the
Never.
last one.
And he wasn't bad. It was just at the very end that really made him look not as good.
Yeah, but look at that level of longevity. He's only ever had one bad regular season in his whole career. so
He's
far.
never
That's
had it. His
crazy.
stats in last season's regular season were great.
It's
he
weird,
actually
he was
had-
actually running it down. He
Yeah,
actually didn't
you
care.
could say that. His CS differential was like plus. I mean, it was the highest in the league by like 2 or 3.
Well, yeah.
You never see that, and he did that on his
I
worst
don't know how
season.
it's possible. He really wasn't playing that good. That's
Well,
and
it's
he still had
because you're
great
looking
stats.
at his
His gameplay?
post laning. Well, his post laning phase. That's the biggest problem. When you have a bad shot caller, everybody suffers from it. Everybody in the game suffers from it. Though I won't take all the faults away from him. He was bad. Can you guys react? I love the GTA trailer. Have you
I'm
seen
not
it?
getting caught. No, I have.
People react to
I
that
don't
all
wanna
the
get-
time, have they not?
I don't know. Those studios are very selective about stuff they copyright claim. I don't even want to trust it.
Like 90. I'll look it up for you right now. Just yeah.
Oh, but overall for Gen G, they're having a great season. I mean, they've had just with this core of players, they've had seasons where they've literally borderline could have just went undefeated. I mean, they could go. This is the best split to go undefeated right now if they want to. There's a case where they might just win every single series, and they'll have like one of the most impressive game records of all time in the LCK. And they already had impressive records before. Hanwha Life is good. Hanwha Life is still very good. Being honest here, Gen G and Hanwha Life are probably going to go to MSI for the LCK. And to be honest here, at MSI, either one of these teams are probably winning unless they completely choke, honestly. Unless the LPL is sending anyone's legend in top esports again. It's like, if you send top esports again, we know they're choking. Like,
I figured it out, by the way. You can play it. You just can't play the audio constantly.
oh, okay. Because
Yeah,
I
that's-
saw up to the part where the girl's ass was jiggling, and I didn't look at that because I'm.
Well, it's not just that. If you get copyright struck and then try and undo it, WZ, you actually get a permanent strike against your channel. I can see why you didn't want to, but you don't have to worry about that. Just don't play. I don't think there's any people. I mean, it's on YouTube, so it's obviously not against YouTube's guidelines.
It's not against YouTube's guideline, but that the companies have people that'll take care of that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying you can just not play the sound and use transformative, which means that you talk over it. As long as you don't constantly play the audio, you should be fine. That's what I've understood.
Oh, there's another team to talk about. So I know people are probably gonna be like, why isn't B&K and DRX worse? The reason why I said this team is secretly one of the worst is because the players on this team, the only reason they ever had true success was because other players that were better were around them. So like Dudu's always been not good. He's been borderline 6th best LCK top laner. Bulldog is a all right mid laner, but he only played well when he had Cuz around him. Berserker played very well himself, but the macro stuff was never his gameplay. That was always because he had mostly Sven around him when that really came into fruition when they became a bot lane. So Berserker failing on DNF, the DN Freaks is not surprising, honestly. Like, he wasn't ever like this great macro oriented ADC. He just had other players on the team that were doing that for him, like Blabber, Sven. And keep in mind, most of the LCK ADCs probably didn't think he was that good because winning in the LCS doesn't matter to them. That's like fucking beating up on kindergartners if you're like a 5th grader. They're hey, go prove yourself on that team.
Good, what's it called? Can tell what is a good player is regardless of the competition they play against. Good player, if I saw a challenger player and a bronze 3 player and a diamond 3 player play against a bronze 3, I could always tell which one is which. I can always tell you which one is which just based on it because I can tell the difference between the micro movements they make and all these things. I can promise you, if Berserker didn't have that last year, he would have been. If he had just came back if he came back last year instead of it, and his previous year on Cloud9 where he was actually pretty solid was the last year, he would have probably been picked up by a good team. But that last year he was garbage in. Not garbage, but not good. Just not a good player. WZ said, "Don't worry, James. He won't react to it regardless. I believe that for a fact. 100% without a fact."
Yeah, like also in the support Life, guys, Life has always been boosted. When Life was on Homolife Esports, he sucked. He was on Gen G, he sucked. He was on FPX, he sucked. He's just one of the most boosted fraud supports I've ever seen. This guy isn't good. I don't know how he keeps getting teams. He played good around Viper. He had literally the best ADCs ever. Viper, Ruler. He played with Milky Way last year. Like, this guy's only ever... And people always said, is he good by himself or is he the guy that's basically doing all this macro? No, we know that he's just trash. This guy's been a boosted animal for like years. I'm so glad he's getting exposed now. An awful support this guy is.
Light has been a mediocre support for like 5 years, dude. No,
I'm saying, yeah, he only ever had like best ADCs ever that were shielding him. He couldn't even win with Viper.
Who's ever hyped up Light? Who's ever done that?
No one should be hyper KT. This roster's trash.
Wait, actually, look at him again. I think I might. Didn't I rate them relatively higher than that?
We had them, I think, 7. I don't know. What
I think I put him at 6th.
If anyone saw their recent match against T1,
and I put Bro at 2.
You had Bro at 2. That was a take. I was like, it was only just because they had beat Gen G, and I was like, dude,
it's not reactionary. I believed in the.
It's not reactionary.
I'm a very big potential based person. That's why I always rated Griffin high. That's why I rated this team high. That's why I rated previous KT high. I'll always go and that's why I rated IG high back in 2018. That's just who I am. I always rate the highest potential because that's who I want to see reach the potential.
IG are going through it right now. Oh my god, Mako is extremely boosted.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what happened to that guy. I have no.
Maybe you've been playing for him.
What did I do? Why am I taking strays? What did I do?
No, man.
D plus Kia. I don't think,
dude. I've never cheered for the Knicks before until this series. Oh my
Knicks
goodness.
6? You mean Dixon 6? Because fuck the Knicks. So. The Shy Panic. No. IG literally the problem with them is Mako. That's it. That's their only real issue. They're not. The Shy's not running it down as badly as he used to. But Lord help me, Jesus, is that man just... He's either the reason a team wins or the reason why the team loses, but you can't, like, blame him this time around. His support is perma running it down, honestly. Like, actually straight up griefing the whole series that they play. Like, how do you even win with that? The support, Mako is literally constantly face-checking, killing himself, and getting themselves into positions that are unwinnable, honestly. Like BLG, I knew Wei wasn't going to work for them. I knew that was the wrong pick for them. Wei have Beichuan now. That's not. I don't know how I have to go watch their. I think they're playing. I think tonight or tomorrow. I'll have to see if they're compatible with Beichuan. I don't even know if Beichuan's going to help them. Like, I don't know what's happened to BLG. Maybe they just don't. Like, you could see it. They just don't agree on how to play the game. That's really all it is. And if your jungler and the team don't agree on how to play the game, you're going to look bad. That's how it is, honestly. Oh, this lady's messaged me. some huge.
Sorry, somebody just messaged me something stupid. They said, "This you?" I haven't even watched it yet. All right.
Goodness gracious.
What's up?
What else is there? That's pretty much it.
Is it pretty much it?
Chaz
if only WZ.
What are you thinking about the LEC?
The LEC. I literally already know how I feel about that. I think
Have you
the
watched
LEC.
any of the recent games or
the most recent games? No, but I did watch the LEC for the most part. You're talking about the which game are you talking about specifically?
Well, SK got absolutely diddied in their last series.
I mean,
God,
yeah.
Woo! Vitality got
man.
diddied in their series too.
Yeah, I didn't watch the Fnatic Heretics. I didn't watch the Movie Star Koi SKT, so I'm SK Gaming. I don't know those results.
I mean, the Fnatic and BDS one was basically BDS completely throwing their base fucking hell. They didn't end the game in the way that you should end the game in their position. That's the problem with BDS. Like, they always have this where Striker has got them to play the game in a certain way where they can be ahead macro-wise, but the players are literally just not smart enough to end the game. I don't know how that's possible. Like,
it's actually really possible because of the fact of how League is strategic. League is actually one of the hardest games. I know being a League of Legends coach is probably the most stressful job of all time, just because of how hard it is to do. It's League is a complex game. It's constantly evolving. You always need to keep up with things, and just the hardest thing to understand is how do you actively close out a game without throwing your lead. That's the biggest problem. It's always going to come around objective control.
With this team is doing it so bad. Even last year they did it. Well, last year was different.
Bottom 5 teams.
Well, this year BDS could get like 8,000 gold leads, be literally at the point where they could finish the game. There's really nothing else more you need to do, but they find a way to throw it. I don't even know.
Well, it's always, I promise you, it's always around objective play, or it's always around deep boards. It's always the same thing, because that is what 60%, even in the West, only 1 to 2 teams ever know how to not do that. Ever know how to consistently not throw away their leads with deep boards and objective play. Everybody else in the playoffs that's on the lower end will always literally lose the series because they're like, you know what? I'm just going to run into their jungle and place deep boards because we need that vision, not realizing they need to respect quadrants. You have to respect darkness, and that's what people don't do. They don't respect the dark. It's just what it is, man.
You love the dark, don't you?
Did I say that? Like, you're making me feel like I said that wrong, because you will open your eyes wide and be like,
I know you're talking about the Fnatic BDS series.
I'm talking about everything. It's very consistent, but that was the most prevalent point.
Yeah, it's just every series I watch, please don't make playoffs. Please. I do not want to see that in playoffs. A team that could easily beat another team based off their macro sense. They have very good macro. They understand how to at least get a massive lead, and you should
macro, they have good early to mid game. That's honestly, they have bad mid game. They have bad mid game. They have bad late game. Well, it's mid game. Mid game is kind of where you learn to close it. In current League of Legends, Modern League, mid game is closing. Mid game is
when I have sex with a girl or I'm rizzing her up, and the closing statement is what usually I get her to.
Like, when you talk, I don't want to hear it. Like, I just don't want to hear the words you're gonna say. I was hoping Chaz would get in here.
What's up,
dude? I'm so proud of your team. I'm so proud of your Knicks. Yeah. I'm not even a Knicks fan, but I hate the Celtics. I'm so happy. You know what? I don't even like Jalen Brunson.
I had fucking anxiety. I'm like, God damn it.
Dude, I turned off the game because I was so angry at them. And then I came back when they brought it back. I was so happy.
I'm disgusted. A team could be up 50 points and throw. Just
20.
Whatever. A certain amount of points. They're just us.
Once you get past 2, it's kind of hard to keep track, huh, Joseph?
I don't know. Yep. Like fucking Memphis blowing their lead, biggest playoff comeback in history. Celtics blowing their lead.
That was an actual injury, and I don't like this one. No one else on Memphis can actually score. That is.
It's crazy. As you guys were talking about this, we had some massive drama come out. You want to cover it?
Sure.
It's about
Yeah.
Koi. Movie star Koi had some massive drama coming out. I mean, Jojo Pion's on there. He's Clarence. Clarence's parents had a real good marriage, obviously. Fuck. Goodness gracious. Jojo Pion, you like, I'll say this, after they beat Fnatic in that Nexus defense they did, they have looked a little bit better, but
yeah.
I still wouldn't trust this team could win a trophy. Like, I'll be honest, G2, they bounced back by beating Vitality.
Thing is, they won more trophies recently than Fnatic. Like, I'm just saying. I mean, am I wrong?
Rogue, the org that's going to leave the LEC, has won more trophies recently than Fnatic. That's crazy.
Yeah,
they're leaving and they've won more. They've only won one, but nevertheless,
no one more than Fnatic.
I'll just say this is like G2. They're not locked for playoffs. They have to win at least one more series.
Yeah, win one more.
They did Diddy Vitality, and that's I love watching Vitality get bent over and dick all in the ass.
You hated Vitality. I don't think you've liked Vitality ever.
I hate them
Vitality. Like, you hate them almost not even close to as much as you hate Dignitas.
Dignitas is always going to be an L. I've accepted that years ago.
Yeah,
and they haven't convinced me otherwise this year. Their top laner, their top laner Surdy is like you. He is a dirty, filthy one trick who got famous because he played Vayne.
Because of me, I played 7 champions when I was in Masters.
You were a filthy Taric Thresh 2 trick, and you made Diamond.
Taric, Thresh, Pike, Leon. I'm about to go off on you. Get on my nerves when I played Rel. I played.
You were boosted at one point. Oh my god!
I've never been boosted in my life. I'm just that good.
Oh shit!
You know how good I am? That good. That's how good I am.
I was gonna say a big blue booty black woman chaser, but sure.
Don't say that.
So my thing is Surdy. Dignitas picked a guy who was a straight up one trick. He was a Vayne top one trick when that was a meta thing. And that's always an on and off meta thing. It's not like it's uncommon. That's been a thing for a while. It just comes in and out depending on the champions in the meta. And then they picked a one trick and they were wondering why it's not translating to stage. Yeah, because he's obviously not good at anything else but that. I don't know why people don't understand that in League. Someone could just be good at one thing, and then when the meta shifts, if they're not good at the other thing, they're probably not a good player. They're just not, Like, Faker is not good at AD mids. He just isn't. But he's very good at playing mages. So if mages are the best champions, he's pretty good. But if he's ever in a meta where it's a Tristana Corki meta, yikes. That man's borderline. Remember that Nasus game he had? Yeah, that's why metas are very important for players. Certain support players are good at enchanters. Some support players, like this boosted guy, they're only good at support.
Dude, I'm about to go crazy. Listen, I was in the top 1,000. I was in the top 3,000 players out of 100 million people in the world. 3,000 players. You want to know what's even crazier? There was less people above me. There was more people above me than were below you. That's how bottom of the barrel you were.
I literally was rank. First of all, I was rank 1 in a solo queue for like
you
5
were rank 1 in the bottom. Like, you were literally as low as you could get. I don't want to hear you.
My teams were all bad. I carried those games.
There was less than. I was ranked the number 1 player on 3 different champions in the world out of 100 different million people. I just want to point that out.
Literally, if I had simply another human being to be a meat shield, I would have gotten.
You want to know what the difference would be? You need another guy. I'm worth as much as 2 men myself. I don't need that other guy because I am him.
I'm just saying, I was in winning positions most games, and then teams would always just run it down. I'm saying I made some bad decisions, but I had to make those bad decisions because my team wasn't going to get me in those winning positions.
This man ran it down on me because I played Wukong support with him one time. I got so angry. I was nuts at Wukong support too.
Oh, you like playing with monkeys? Wow. Who would win? You or a gorilla?
I think I could take a gorilla if you give me enough time. Give me enough chances. You ever seen those things where people reincarnate?
No.
I would figure it out. Listen, I'm that Chaz. Listen to me, Chaz. Just think about this. You ever seen ReZero when people come back from the dead? If you give me like 50 attempts, I could take down a gorilla. I think I could figure it out.
MSK is the bottom of the G in League 2. I don't think you understand. What do you like? 600 donation after you said racial slurs. You know what? I only heard about that. I'm not really up. I don't really care about any of that stuff. I've tried to keep myself out of the drama. I think it's weird that anybody says the N-word and gets bonuses. But you know what? If I look in the right wing, they're like, oh, for this reason. I don't really care. I want to keep myself out of that because it's just too stressful.
I had sex earlier today, so I'm good.
You just had one of those.
I didn't. It was Sprite. What was this?
You need. What color is your pee?
What do you mean? I drank your bathwater earlier.
Honestly, at this point, I might let you just so you don't die.
Oh shit!
I need to drink out of. I'd rather you drink out of the toilet.
You said we could have sex with that girl and she could squirt into my mouth.
What are you saying to me? I told you you come with me to a bar and I'll get you at least somebody.
You said
give me a few chances.
You said we could tag team Lennon and rub her clit until her eyes roll back like a slot.
See, it's so crazy because you talk if Chat GBT 3.5 describing sex because they don't actually know what the words mean, but they've heard them all put together. Just kind of like an AI trying to pretend they know what sex is.
I've had professional sex.
And then when the woman is naked,
you have what sex?
I've had professional sex before.
What?
Yeah, it's because it means he's paid a professional to do it with him.
Nah, that's gross.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you? Paying?
I had Bonnie Blue sit on my face.
Nah,
I don't know who that is.
That. Nah, she's fucked a lot of dudes.
I'm assuming. Oh, that's the one that 100 guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Lily Phillip.
Oh.
Yeah. Lily Phillip did 100. Bonnie Blue did 1,000 in 17 hours or something like that. 12 hours.
Dude.
Yeah.
I can't even sit up 1,000 times in one day. I can't imagine getting railed for that long.
Like, I remember debatably someone asked me if I would ever go to one of those things and bang her out. I mean, is there a reason not to? I don't know why you wouldn't want to.
This man, he looks down on the woman. Yeah, he's so fine with being a part of it.
I'm just saying, I didn't say I wouldn't use you for sex. If that's what you want to be used for sex for, sure. Like that's what their job is. So you have to use them. She literally said, I want to be abused and broken. I want to be no makeup. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll just give that bitch a 2-piece combo. Ugh, God.
Honestly, the best part about that, if you were a part of that, is you only had 6 seconds, and that's double what you actually need.
I got at least 4 strokes. I know I could make her I know I make her blow her load. Honestly,
I hate this man.
Literally, it's not that hard. Have you put your tongue in a woman's vagina before? You just lick up and down all the way in and rub. It's not that hard.
What are you saying? What are you even saying to me? Guys, I'm so busy. I have a league stream, the Cloud9 podcast. That's exactly what he would do. She'd be like, you know what? I want to sleep with you, MSK. And he would be like, yeah, but I have a stream in about 30 minutes, so I can't really skip out on that. I could squeeze you in around 12:30 to 3 a.m.
Podcast over whores.
Podcast over whores.
All right, so here is the movie star koi drama. And keep in mind, and you know what's crazy? This information is coming out after Cinco de Mayo, and I dated a few Hispanic chicks before, so I can celebrate Cinco de Mayo too. I'm just saying, I can celebrate with them. I can be miloches, hola sales, you know.
This is like 100 words, so I know this is gonna take 30 minutes for you to read. So I'm preparing myself.
Like, I already tasted a taco tamale out of a girl's butthole that was Mexican. So,
You did what? You did what?
What are you saying?
If she licked your licole, con cale.
Oh, see,
this man just makes up.
Yeah, he's just making up shit now. He just saying shit that makes no sense. Like,
yeah, he can't let Walter. You see, the problem is you guys are only in here most of the time, one at a time. So it's only him entertaining one of you at each point.
He's a Takala. What the?
Except on Saturday when you guys get stolen from him by that. Does he still do that D&D stream?
I'm not. The only one I really watch of them is K. That's like on
I was
my
asking,
side
yeah.
monitor. I mostly only watch MSK. That's on the side monitor, while I'm playing Pokemon or League.
So this is what I did.
I'm not actively listening. I'm listening, but I'm not actively listening.
This is what I did to Hispanic women, honestly.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
I ate out. 8. It's past tense 8.
Oh, thank you, sir, for your English majoring fucking skills. Le comi el culo e una mujer hispana. I should just copy and paste that to Lennon, honestly. That's what
I didn't even know Walter was here. I thought he left a while ago.
Walter,
because basically, honestly, I also do not. Walter is here. He just said LOL when I said that you only have one person in the stream at a time. But I was saying I actually don't. I actually also leave his thing on just so he has an extra viewer. But I have to actively turn his new stream on or it doesn't happen. So
yeah,
just so you know, I'm your most valuable viewer.
And you're my most valuable head giver.
What you say?
Sometimes the sound do be off, MSK. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes the sound do be off. I'll be like,
yeah, he be just.
What the fuck is he saying?
Yeah, they be getting
into
like.
I'll just be like, what is he saying?
Be getting into like stupid. Yeah, we're gonna talk about Wolverine, and I'm like, I don't care about comic books. I turn it off.
That's because you're a loser. So, all right. So Taco Tamale Land is in trouble, and this is the reason why these people are only good at flipping burritos and being immigrants. They have no actual skills in life. They just talk fast and make tacos. Don't give these people rights, in my opinion. All right, so outside of that, in recent days, very serious information related to the inner workings of movie star Koi has come to light. At Las Carpas, we've been gathering and verifying all possible information.
I know MLK butchered that. I know he
I probably did.
Roll your tongue. Try it one more time, but roll your tongue when you do it.
Las Carpas.
There we go.
Oh,
I like that. And even if it's not right, it sounded
when
better.
Lennon put her tongue in my mouth, we used to date, I inherited the Hispanic speaking tongue.
Carpas. I like that.
Cartas. Carnitas, soñas, la hernes.
And then you ruined it.
All right. We believe my butthole needs to get fucked. I'm joking. So we've been gathering and verifying all possible information before making a public statement. We believe the time has come to speak clearly. Supporting a club doesn't mean remaining silent in the face of mistreatment, neglect, or abuse. You know what's crazy? I actually do agree with that. I hate when people know things and don't say them because, I might lose my potential future jobs in whatever, not just esports, in whatever. You should never do that. Ever. It's like when, I don't know, Laker fans are like, man, we're going to win a trophy. And it's like, you've been watching the games we've been watching? We ain't winning shit.
Listen. That's the moral right thing to do. The only person who disagree with you are like literal psychopaths. You're don't build the straw man right in front of me because I'm tearing it down before you get to.
You couldn't tear down a fat black woman.
And then you're like, and yeah, by the way, these people out here, they think child abuse is good, and I don't think it is. I don't think that's good at all.
I'm
a good person.
No, like in esports, that's been a thing for a while. Like people will just not say anything, and then when it's literally past the statute of limitations to talk about it, they're like, "Oh, I knew it all the time. I just didn't say anything." It's like, well, you're a fucking useless.
Well, yeah, because that's because they suck. I mean, some people are scared to do things. That doesn't mean they're on the right to do it. I understand, but it just happens. That happens in regular sports too.
And what some of the staff and players have experienced cannot and should not be ignored. Well, I mean, these people literally invade countries illegally. They shouldn't have rights to begin with.
What are you talking about?
We have become aware of completely unacceptable situations. Players who were sick and were not taken to the doctor, but were treated with homeopathy? Homeopathy? What the fuck? They were treated at home?
Homeopathy, or if homeopathy.
Yeah, I don't actually know exactly what it is, but it's just a bunch of weird stuff that like white women are into.
Same here. A cook who, despite knowing that Supa is allergic to nuts, though without knowing exactly which ones, would test him without warning to find out for herself.
That is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. Okay, what a maniac.
I'm gonna find where you at and I'm gonna get you and put you in the trunk and leave you in the middle of the desert about that.
That's where all black people should be. Black people should be away from civilization, in my opinion. Segregate them motherfuckers.
God damn it.
I'm just saying that person could have killed him. No wonder why he was running it down in league.
Test him.
If this is true, there's a reason why he was running it down. His chef tried to murder him.
That is the craziest. Like, I thought this drama was gonna be like, yeah, they're like talking to women in like really mean ways.
Yeah.
Like, which is the usual thing for nerds to do. They abuse.
Yeah, like,
they're
he
really
sends
unable
pictures or whatever.
Well, no, they're just unable to talk to women. But we got a dude testing somebody because they don't believe they have a nut allergy.
I mean, I love salty nuts, and I love putting salty nuts down my throat.
Unfortunately, it's not a very good thing. But back when I was like in really young, I think I was 13, 12 years old. The older people who were like 16, 17 said that I looked like they were making fun of me, obviously. They said I looked like a little girl on Ramona and Beezus, but the little girl instead of like missed the names, but the little girl on that show. And I did not care. I took it to the chest, and I've been rocking with the name ever since because I thought it sounded good.
All right, R. Kelly. So
what?
All right. A coexistence marked by a toxic environment where shit was spread between players, generating conflict and tension.
Oh, no. Trash talking. I see.
Cases as serious as players finding crystals inside a smoothie. Matt?
No. So what's happening here is they're using natural remedies to cure sicknesses. That's what the cook is doing. That's what all these people
smoothies. Holy shit!
That's what they're talking about. They're talking about the homo. Yeah, the thing that they were talking about earlier. That is natural remedies that they try and put stuff into. I didn't understand what they meant by that because I don't really know what it is. That's a little cute. It wasn't cute. It was. I was a child. They're just making fun of me, but.
I will say this: the doctor stuff is weird because, like, doctors, I don't know, people about health insurance that costs a lot of money. So if there's a way for you to treat your sickness at home, I would always say that over going to a doctor, unless it's really, really serious, like broken limbs or you got really injured or whatever. Then go to the doctor, obviously. But like, if you got sick, I just take care of yourself at home. Just drink good fluids and take some medicine, and you'll be good to go. Honestly, at the World Cup, so World Championship last year. After refusing to continue working with this person, the club offered no solution, and the players had to rely on takeout every day. Isn't that what James's life is? Huh.
What? What did I do? What am I doing to you? First of all, I don't do takeout anymore. I do French bread pizzas. That's what I've been doing for the past month.
And my vagina?
Pizzas.
Yeah, French bread pizzas. I've been super into it recently. I don't know what it is.
These conditions. What?
No. I was just reading the chat. You're good.
These conditions had a direct impact on his performance, not only physically and emotionally, but also financially. There was a performance bonus clause shared between players and performance staff, the application of which depended exclusively on Till's personal discretion. A completely subjective, arbitrary, and unfair clause.
I will point out right now, as unfair as it is, you sign up for the clause willingly when you sign the contract. That's up to them. All clauses that are put into a contract are negotiated in the signing of the contract. That's on him. I think that's crazy that there's no numerical value or anything like that. He's just like, I'm sorry. I'm just saying no numerical value just means it's up to his discretion if he feels like it. That should never be the case, but it's unfortunate that he did that.
Melzet was denied part of this bonus for streaming his opinion on how Academy should operate. Melzet's the guy with the long beard and the long hair. If you don't know who that is on stage. That's the guy, usually that's their coach right now. Alvaro and Supa were denied for not wanting to work with the chef and due to tensions with members of the staff inherited from Mad Lions. God, what is going on? This is why you don't let Spanish people around.
Oh, this is, by the way, this is ChatGPT written. I could already tell.
The treatment of the team psychologist was equally shameful. Not only did they constantly hinder his work, but they didn't pay him for his stays. He earned less than half the salary of the cook, and they didn't want him there. On one occasion, Melzet even paid for the psychologist's flight out of his own pocket so he could attend the boot camp in Madrid, as the club refused to cover his expenses. Oh my God, these types of situations are absolutely unacceptable in any professional environment, and even more so in one that prides itself on caring for its people. What's at stake here isn't a brand or a logo. It's the well-being of the people who have given everything for this emblem. All right. At Las Capas, we want to make one thing very clear. If the people responsible for all of this don't come forward and provide public and honest explanations, we will launch active protests. Oh, good job being libtards.
Stop. Stop talking down to protests. They're not only liberal things. Martin Luther King protested. Do you hate those? Gandhi
I hate black people in
protested.
general.
You just hate protests because you attach them to meaningless value.
If they're not being violent, sure. Well, if you're not a crazy weirdo.
Well, you
did a
immediately
protest last night in Utah with Antifa, with the old Antifa.
Okay, let's stop with it. Listen, you attached a negative connotation immediately to.
I'm just saying this is based off recency bias, which has been happening. Just pointing out.
Yeah, it's when you get your same news feed from the same place, you're going to hear all the bad things about one specific thing.
I'm just saying, hey, Scott Jennings is the man. That's my white daddy right now.
Okay.
We will not allow the health, respect, and dignity of those who have sustained this project with effort and passion to continue being compromised. We're here. Oh, that's just so gay. Fuck off. For those who have suffered these unjust situations and for everything this club should represent, we won't remain silent. We won't look the other way. I hope you keep this word, though. I really do.
So the big thing is this might be the single craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. That nut
allergy thing that could kill him.
The fact that they're putting in crystals to heal their players, the fact that their claws, and this is like literally not even just esports.
The
That's
sports
just crazy.
psychologist they didn't want to send him home, so the coach had to pay a whole flight for the guy to go to their boot camp or home or whatever. What in the
That's
fuck?
a psychologist. They were like, that's the only thing that like I think is stupid, but you could maybe make an excuse for is like, why do we need to bring a psychologist to a boot camp? But still, it's weird that it even needed to happen. All of this is that is like one of the craziest things I've ever seen in my life. The fact that this man tested to see if he had a nut allergy because he didn't believe it. I've never heard of that. I've never heard of anybody doing it.
You could actually sue someone or get them in trouble enough for it's a murder thing. Free attempted murder or whatever it's called.
Well, you know what? Laws aren't always equal throughout the entire world. I don't know where they're at.
I don't know if it applies in Berlin like that, but there has to be something where if you do that to someone, that could be very serious. You literally put someone's life in danger.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know. Maybe they just need to fly a what's it called? That's the only thing that really works in getting you jailed quickly in Germany. I don't think it's been a sudden thing.
They already had Hitler. It couldn't be anything worse than that.
I wasn't sure if I could say that word on your stream. That's why I didn't say it.
I mean, there's nothing worse than Yahtzees, so.
So you could say Hitler, but not that.
I mean, I had a dad, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I've always wanted to meet him, but you won't let me.
He's black. You're not missing much.
Why don't you want to meet? Like, dude, it's so interesting. I want to meet that part of your family. Hey, have I told you about your? Oh, whatever. We'll talk about that later.
1 second. I'm just trying to find something.
Hey, so wait a second. What?
I forced him to go to Ancestry.com, so I know his whole family. It's so cool. I've been talking to them.
I'm just trying to see where the drama is leading. I was trying to see more of it on Reddit too. I'm trying to see if Yamato Cannon's video had anything different. So that's wild. If they were, I mean, I'm not saying that excuses bad performances on stage because they've not been playing that good up until recently, but that would be a contributing factor. Is like if a bunch of players are having, I mean, but would like having this many, but besides Supa, I mean, he almost died because the chef tried to murder him, literally tried murdering him.
That is the funniest thing I've ever, not funny. It's not funny. That. I've never actually heard of
the coach tried murdering him. I feel saying if you have a nut allergy,
all the road teams won. Let's go. All the road teams won. Motherfucking Minnesota.
That's so crazy that all the road teams won, though. But I kind of expected some of them to win.
The season's been so unpredictable.
Yeah,
somewhat. I think everybody expected Thunder to be good. I think everybody, maybe not as the Cleveland Cavaliers as good as they were, but still. A lot of expectations were somewhat grounded.
Someone said, does Nicola Point Jameson run Movie Star Koi?
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. Fuck. Holy fuck. If you guys don't know that story, well, that's another day thing. Holy mother of God. You don't want to hear about that fucking dirty animal.
What?
Judo, what's up, buddy? How you doing, man? How you feeling
What's
about the
going on,
Lakers?
man?
Oh wait, they're out. He's a
Why you
Laker
try-
fan too.
I'm sorry to hear that, man. It's been rough. It's been rough for us for like a few years, but we got Luca. That's the positives.
That's all you got.
That's all we got. That's the only positive.
And if he leaves, it's over.
Hey man, we got the Dalton. What's it called? Dalton, Reeves, and Luca. We're bringing back
The white boys.
the white fantasy that we can play basketball again. I'm excited, man. My dreams are coming back alive.
That was back in the 70s.
Okay, so what I'm looking up right now is apparently the unannounced test in this context literally means arbitrarily poisoned. So those crystal things could be misconstrued as like maybe they're trying to poison them. I literally don't know. But the part about that, the chef is insane.
I don't think I've had when you showed that. Usually when you show stupid drama things, I'm like, this is so boring. But that was fun. That was fun to hear. That was some crazy stuff.
It's crazy because EG had Nicola Point Jameson that basically ruined the whole team, and then JoJo goes to another org where the chef tried to murder his ADC.
I actually thought
why is it every ADC he's around is trying to get murdered, or they have mental depression or something?
When you said that it was like what's it called? When you said it was drama on that team, I thought it was because of JoJo. Beyond, be honest, because I thought he.
I would expect too. Yeah.
But that's interesting, man. I don't know, man. It's so exciting. We got actual real life drama for once instead of nerve drama inside a league. It's never fun because drama in league is always way less interesting than like sports because it's not fueled by like massive amount of testosterone. Like I don't know. Never get like cool drama going on. Did you hear what happened to Justin Tucker, Blinks?
Yeah, the whole he got cut and then
That's crazy.
The whole massage thing.
We're talking about the Ravens, right? Yeah, the Ravens cut their long-running quarterback, right? Kicker, yeah. Longest yards in NFL history.
Racist against my taquito. What are you talking about? What did I do wrong?
Taquitos.
They're from Europe. Why are you coming after me?
They literally make tacos. Their opinion should be nothing.
Oh shit.
Fucking hell. I mean,
Tucker is the white Deshaun Jackson. Honestly, he was worse than Deshaun Jackson because he was
wild.
Went into the lower ranks. That's crazy to me. That man was. I just can't believe it. Like it's like once a year we get one football player showing early signs of CTE. Somebody goes crazy.
Yeah. Well,
I miss Antonio Brown though. He was a fun CTE, like a friendly one. He just halfway through when he ran halfway through the match, took off his shirt and just threw it into the stands for no reason. By the way, this man was still elite when he retired.
Oh yeah,
and then you go down and this man starts shoving fridges off of 3-story balconies and almost slamming it on top of like a pregnant woman or something. Like he just did so many fun, like crazy things. Look up MSK. Look up Antonio Brown, like what he's done.
Oh, that's a black guy. I could tell.
And was schooling.
Hold on, one sec. Oh, that's another point. This was from the Laker game, not Laker game. Jesus Christ! This was from the Celtics Knicks game. 1 NBA history, most 3-point attempts in game.
Yeah, I know. I didn't know that.
Knicks history, largest halftime deficit overcome.
I can tell James
largest halftime lead blown.
Yeah, I mean the Celtics had no excuse. You can tell James is on drugs. What are you talking about?
Didn't you take drugs for your knee when you blew your knee out?
Yeah, but that was like a year ago.
Your knee was blown out like 2 months ago.
What is the problem is I have 3 hours of sleep, but for some reason I'm not tired, and that's why I'm just rambling a lot.
I'm still never gonna forget when Charles Barkley was like, "I guarantee you, the Rockets are winning." I was like,
"No, I'm not. I'm just on. I'm really tired, and I didn't get a lot of sleep. You can actually tell when I'm on it, though. Yeah, I do talk like this.
Yes, Stephen Curry. He left the game because of his hamstring. Oh, that sucks. That fucking sucks.
Doesn't matter. Warriors still won.
Yeah, they're probably going to be in the Western Conference Final. I mean, we'll see how the Timberwolves bounce back. I mean, maybe they do. I don't know, honestly. What else ended up happening? Nothing. I think we covered pretty much everything. Yeah, we had
Smoking that Nasquack? I am not.
Yeah. Tomorrow, hopefully this thing happens. Otherwise,
What's tomorrow? Is tomorrow Wednesday?
Yeah, tomorrow's Wednesday.
Oh, it's happening. You don't even got to worry about it.
So, I'll see you in the morning. Actually, make sure when you pick me up, you don't jerk me off too aggressively hard. Honestly,
I am not. I don't. I'm gonna disappoint you and say I'm not jerking you off, dude.
Oh shit.
Chaz, hard and wrong. Yeah, I mean, I was hard and wrong that girl last night, and then she left me after I was 3 strokes inside.
Dude,
Why the fuck are you lying?
Riley, so the problem is men, when they watch that kind of stuff, they don't watch girls most of the time for their face. It's mostly just about the body. That's what it is.
Yeah, just cock going inside pussy. And sometimes
and it's like when they do, it's literally just about how
girl
most of the time they don't care about the face. They just got to have a relatively attractive face.
The only time they care about the face is at the end when she's getting busted on.
What?
That's the only time they care about face. It's when she becoming like a cream, like a glazed donut.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about her, honestly. I don't know why she's. I guess.
The viral thing she did was with the black guys, where she took the picture with the black guys in the gangbang, and she was getting carried away. That's what really tipped it for her.
My man he knows the history and all those people.
Of course,
my man's got the logs.
I have
my
to
man, he's named. I think this is the third one you've named
for research purposes.
Mm-hmm. I have to know. It's for science. Like, I remember I hugged that one lady at the meetup and her tits were so soft. I was like, wow, I haven't touched women in forever.
You know what? I tried to talk to, like, the girls were always surrounded by dudes, so I didn't even get a chance to talk to any of them. So I just ended up talking to, but like a bald dude, I don't remember what his name was. We talked about like D&D for like 2 hours. Nice. And then I walked over, talked to an old guy that was talking about his gravel company for an hour.
Yeah, she had that iconic, she had that porn face. I remember my goat, I guess, of porn. I don't know. I mean, Adriana Chedick will be there, top 5 for me. She was just.
Why do you know? Like, honestly, I can't. I really don't know what to say. I don't know any names. It's not even like a. How do you know names?
We should do porn rankings. We should.
I literally can't because I don't know names. I'm not trying to be like.
A lot of people have Mia Khalifa in there. I don't know. I mean, Bella Danger and Adriana Chedick will be like my top 5. Bella Danger is a freak. Shit. Good Lord.
I talked to a bunch of dudes, and the problem is, like, I would walk up to people who look shy, and then it's like they wanted to keep talking to me for the rest of the night, and I just wanted to keep going person to person.
That's fine.
How did you do? How many people did you get to talk to?
I would ask Chaz, what porn stars would you have in like your top 10 if you could name off a few girls?
Jesus. Most of them are going to be white girls or
hold on. Sound like a robot.
Most of them are going to be white girls or
Hispanic. It's getting worse.
Is it good?
No, it's terrible.
The fuck?
Yeah, just jump back in.
Yeah.
From men then to women. Yeah, I don't really know. There wasn't really the women there were like surrounded by men, and I just like I'm not gonna fight my way to go talk to them. One of them had me take a picture of her, and she's like, "How do I look?" And I was like, "I don't know what to say to this." Wasn't really. Chaz and Mike just remember that girl that you made me take a picture of?
Oh, you're good now.
Remember that? I had to take a picture of you and her, and you said, "Make sure you catch my good side." I said, "I don't think I can do that."
Oh, Jen is beautiful. I would.
Yeah, she was.
Too. I wish her sister was there. I could have had them both on my arms. Could have had.
Dude.
She blew a kiss to me too. She knew who I was. We knew each other, like on the internet.
I
asked her, and she looked like she wanted some BBC that night. I was like,
you know what? Right. I will appreciate
You weren't there, Miss Sparkles?
No, she couldn't go. She wanted to be
I
there.
see.
I think Warren said he might go next year.
I met a bunch of the people, and I was like,
people like Lunchbox Warren, and he's a light skinned black guy.
I didn't find anybody there I liked, honestly.
Beside
this
me,
year.
you know.
I talked to a bunch of people beyond the bald guy. I did like him, like X-Ray Girl. Apparently, the one that's like X-Ray's girl's friend. Like that guy. I talked to him the most. We had the most connection, but it was just like, shouldn't say most connection. That sounded a little weird, didn't it? But there was people just weren't like, people were just not talking this year. I don't know what happened. He found tons of people he liked more than you, but he still didn't really like. Now, that's not what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty okay. They were all just trying to make connections, man. It was pretty lame.
Okay. Apparently, a little bit more came out. Honestly, from the co-founder. This is the last thing I'll read before we have to go to bed because I have to get ready to be up for work at like 8:20 when you're coming in the morning. So this is the last thing we're gonna read. He's the co-founder, CEO for movie star Koi. Koi is a big name, and it's natural that people want to talk when things are happening. Like no shit, you fucking weirdo. As a CEO and as a father, because that's supposed to mean anything. I worry about the impact that this has on the mental health of the people behind the scenes. These are real people, young people. This isn't like just virtue signaling. Holy shit. We can be critical without being cruel. Oh, fuck off. Please don't attack our people. We are better than this. This sounds like this is a lawyer written statement right here. I doubt
let's
in
point
the
out
room with this.
Let's point out if it was fake and this person just threw out a bunch of names, they do suck for that, and he is correct for this. And that's the only way this is an okay thing. If even slightly what they said is reasonable, he shouldn't have said any of this statement. He should just retroactively punch people and say they're no longer in the organization. That would be the best choice. People do not. I don't know.
Hold on. What was this? What about Merwin swallowing a piece of glass? What about having people at VCT throwing tantrum and picking coaches? And what Ibai leaving at the end of the year? It was crazy. Ibai had a partnership with Rogue. They dissolved that. Then it was just Koi. Then he went and partnered with Mad Lions. There were Mad Lions Koi. Is it rumored that Ibai wants to leave Mad Lion or take Mad Lions out of the business? Wait, how did that happen with Merwin? I completely missed that. No, Merwin didn't swallow a piece of glass. What the heck? I mean, if Merwin almost swallowed a piece of glass because he's fat as fuck, and he mistaken that for food, for being honest.
See, listen. I'm gonna spit on you tomorrow. Calm yourself down with those things. Hot. Yeah, you'd say that until you get my stupid hepatitis A that I had. Then it won't be hot anymore. Won't be hot no more, will it?
You're gonna spit, rub your hands with it, and put your.
Hey man, don't worry. That one goes away. You're good.
I mean, if we're being honest here, Merwin is fat as hell. He'd eat anything. He would eat 5 buckets of KFC chicken if he wanted to.
Chaz did not get it from me. He's fine.
What?
Somebody said, Chaz, go get tested. Nah, don't worry. I didn't get it the cool way. I got it from a septic tank, unfortunately.
I got it from eating a girl's ass.
Nope.
So I got lockjaw.
Unfortunately. What? Lockjaw.
All right. You forgot one of the worst. Apparently, Fresh Scowie, who was sensitive to caffeine, had extra caffeine served to him before a Game 5 BO5 G2 in finals. He was shaken and stunned on stage. This is sabotage from the inside. What the heck is going on in esports? Support Ibai and Koi fans.
Okay, Ms. Parkle, do you not know what I do? It's not. What do you mean you're disgusted? I have no choice but to be next to septic tanks.
I don't know what's going on with Koi.
That is the coolest. This is awesome. We needed this level of drama inside of esports.
Okay,
we needed this level of esports. I'm so happy.
Hey, can I get the recipe? Does it include nuts? Because I'm allergic, and I hope it doesn't have any tiny piece of glass. I can't stand when my smoothies taste like broken windows. Oh, crystals! when they said they put crystals in the medicine for the smoothies, was that glass?
That's impressive. Name holes. That's literally MSK. Yeah, honestly, I look like a less attractive version of Shia LaBeouf in that picture.
Wait a minute.
Unfortunately,
Did the chef put glass in the smoothies to serve people?
I don't think he put glass in there. I think what it was crystals. They were healing crystals. They're very common. People think that they work. It's natural remedies. That's why they also tested his nut allergy, because people are crazy. They don't think people who do these things don't actually believe allergies exist. There was like a whole thing where somebody killed their own daughter because they didn't, or granddaughter, because they didn't believe that their mother was telling the truth about their nut allergy. It's just what it is.
This is wild. This is absolutely insane.
What did I say? You want to argue with me about what? What did I say?
No, this is so wild. I've never seen that in an esport. The chef wanted to essentially test out the nut allergy of their players with trying each kind out. That's just all right. We're gonna wrap it up here in a little bit. That's just insane. That's crazy. I really hope, if this is true, someone needs to be just fired and sued out their ass.
That is not. What did I say? What do you mean? Nope, not happening. What did I do? This man, she just said, "I don't want to argue. I don't know what I did." You gotta tell me. Don't say it. Finish. Don't finish that statement. I see it in your eyes. What you're about to say something stupid.
I'm a professional. I know how to hold myself back.
You need to learn respect, dude. Getting in my nerves.
Yeah, I mean, never hire that cook to do anything. Just that's
interesting. That's interesting that this all happened in the span of like a one, less than a year, less than half a year. Unboxing that TV. Don't worry, it's coming in. It's coming soon.
Oh, it's coming. I'm putting together the Bat Cave right now, so we're good. So, Chaz, anything you want to say before we head out? Actually,
nope. You'll catch me when you catch me.
Ooh,
so I'll see you Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I really see Chaz, man.
Yeah, you and Chaz could have a sleepover at James's house.
How you feel about that, Chaz?
I snore.
I'm not worried about that, Chaz. We ain't gonna do a lot of sleeping anyways.
What the fuck is wrong with you, James? What is wrong with you, man? What's wrong with you too, WD? Y'all some weird ass niggas, man.
What if James just fondles your balls and then licks them?
See, like,
it's very bad.
I don't know what to even say about that.
It's very bad enough I got an ex that wants to do that to me.
And now you have a white man that wants to.
Yes, we got both. We got both crazy.
Oh shit! Oh god! So, if you guys are watching the Cloud9 podcast, we're gonna have another episode Thursday. We'll be covering more of the games. I know what happened in a lot of the games, and I did watch most of them. I have to just finish them. But at least we can see Caitlin Clark in the WNBA play again. No one talked about that because no one watched.
You literally see. I feel like you always have to throw some shade towards women at least once per.
You're not watching it. Oh, the only reason we watch that is to watch her. There's no other.
Yeah, but you know what? I also don't bring it up. I don't be like, yeah. By the way, I don't like any other woman. It's just Caitlin Clark. I hate the rest of them. You're a woman hater.
It is. I mean, facts are facts. You know.
What are you, WZ? Get out of here with that last statement. That is disgusting. Like, what are you saying? James loves when Chaz struggles and fights back. What does that mean?
That's something out of the movie I Spit on Your Grave. That's something straight out of that.
I don't like that.
I mean, I've had a lot of sex with women, and the moment that she kicked me in the face, I had to throw her out the window. Because that's when the bitch, sometimes you got to go out the window.
What?
Remember in Mission Impossible 4 when Jeremy Renner's character kicked the bitch out of the tallest building in the world? Remember that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna put my face on him, and then I'm gonna do that to a girl No, it should be my face kicking 1776.
Stop talking about her, dude. You're obsessed.
God, man, fuck that bitch. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Anything? Hey, white man, you still writing your book that you're trying to get sold off Amazon? Are you writing smut fiction currently?
I'm not writing any porn. I'm writing a book. It is getting very poorly reviewed, unfortunately, but I'm still going. We'll see what happens when it comes. Not too much. Not a very. I think the biggest problem is the formatting I'm using. It's like a script format. And I think
Why
that
not
turns
write like literally? You could be "Where art thou? Cock in the mouth was so savory and sweet down my throat."
See, like you just kind of like went from Romeo and Juliet to Captain Jack Sparrow halfway through this. So I don't know what to say about that.
Like you just could be like the guiding light of the potatoes were so swimming, the gravy slathered all over the ladle.
Oh, you been thinking about this? Okay,
no. That was off the fly because I'm that big of a genius.
I don't know. Like I've been writing a lot. I'm 65,000 words in. I've only posted 6 chapters. I have not gotten any views, but that's not a huge deal. I'm still going. I was big certain descriptions used because I kept forgetting it was a script format and not a book format. That is the big. So like the whole point of it was like that was one thing I was worried about. I write a lot of prose. I think prose is interesting. I wanted to experiment a little bit with this one. So I switched up the way I did it. On top of the fact, I have a bunch of voice actors that were signing up to voice the story, but it's not ready yet. And that is the end goal. That's why I did do it in script format, just so I could use it in 2 different areas at once. MSK is writing a gay novel, Romeo and Juliet. How do you read it? I am honestly ashamed of it. It's like if you've ever heard of the Backrooms, I'm obsessed with that. It's it's like for children, but for some reason that thing stupidly appealed to me. So I'll send it in chat. Oh, I can't send links.
Allegedly, that cook that tried to try out that nut allergy thing with Supa, allegedly now he works at Vitality.
Oh, that's
only
interesting.
Vitality.
Oh, is it
only Vitality?
It's interesting.
Because only Vitality would take a cook that allegedly.
Oh my God, it's Vitality. I just realized it's Vitality. If it was Dignitas, even we would have went crazy on them. But
Dignitas losing is just I watch Vitality, Dig, and DSG for like comedy. Like watching DSG fail gets me literally so fucking rock hard. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, MSK has to post it. It's in script format, and I'm really bad at making people talk because I honestly, with work and just writing so much, I literally forgot what a conversation's supposed to sound like.
Oh my God!
I don't remember what people talking.
The title of it. This sounds like such a you thing. Is that the title of the book?
What?
The title is called Beyond the Threshold.
Yeah, I came up with it in like 2 seconds. I'm not big on names. I don't really care for them. I made up
generic.
Okay, it's generic. Stupid. What is it called? Entertainment. What is that thing called?
How are you gonna grab someone's attention with a name like that?
It's not wrong, but I've been focusing so much on writing. I just didn't want to spend.
You should call it the MSK Kingdom. That'll get you.
I won't do that because I don't want to do that. I'm not a variety content entertainment. That was the name I was trying to look for.
But that was catchy though.
Okay, it was catching. It was catching nothing.
God,
the only thing it was catching was strays.
But that's pretty much it. For me, tomorrow, me and Professor Savage Dad have our show. And if we finish in time around 7:30 p.m. PST, Laps Comic Fan will be on the panel show with me, Gray, and Lunchbox Warren. Okay. Thursday, I have a one-on-one with Know Me Without You, hopefully barring cancellations. Cloud9 podcast with Chaz. And then also I might finish off the night with me and Warren's show. Ooh. But if we can't make that happen because I'm too tired from the previous shows, I would have already done the MSK show, barring if the Know Me one pans through. Okay. Friday show, either that's me and Warren, or we just talk to that Kathy lady again. And then after that, Saturday, I might take that Saturday off because I have a one-on-one, but I might put that off until the following Saturday and go and watch Sinners because everyone kind of been telling me to go watch Sinners. So I might just because I'm tired after work, but Saturdays are kind of boring after work. So I might just get a episode of full day of going to the movie theater, doing and going to watch Sinners. So if I don't watch Sinners, then I'll have the one-on-one. But if not, then Sunday we have this show again, and we're gonna talk about how much ass DSG sucks. I literally hate fucking watching that team. Oh my god, that team gives me AIDS. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, watching DSG lose, it's awesome. I fucking love these boosted animals. I absolutely love it.
You're a bona fide hater.
I'm literally what would you call me for an analyst for League? I would
call you a not hired analyst. That's what I would call you at least, even if you were hired at one point, you'd be like Stephanie Smith, but with bad takes.
Wow.
Like even
I would have
takes.
well thought out, in-depth takes. But yes, so thank you guys for checking out this episode of the Cloud9 podcast. And we'll see you guys. If you're just watching this show, we'll see you on Thursday. And thank you guys for your continued support.